I missed.
Record. Hey, welcome to Rollin, where we all use our degree to play some D&D. Enjoy your shenanigans.
We just.
But first, happy 20th episode, everybody.
Woo!
20 episodes.
What a
milestone.
milestone. Yeah. We made it this far. Watch it all go up in places today.
Oh, how many hours is that?
Oh no.
That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot of hours. Yeah, I think,
Roughly.
I think we almost have 100 hours of video. But yeah, no, anyways. Yeah, enjoy our shenanigans. But first, roll the intro.
Who had rabies?
Like all the ragged, right?
Oh!
Heyo.
You probably can't read these.
Yeah, just so you know,
Can you?
she slapped me with a dunce.
Can you
missed.
read them?
Put a
Stupid.
stupid on my head.
I can't tell.
Does it
Probably
say?
not.
Does it say give up? What's
It says
monster?
I mean, that's what a child needs to do. Don't you?
Give up?
Give up. Give in.
That one Phineas and Ferb song. Just give up.
Hey.
Well,
Oh,
welcome back.
we kind of have an announcement. I'd say keep an eye on the community page. We might be changing our streaming schedule pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Keep an eye on the community page. Stay updated as always. We're moving some things around. You know how it goes.
We've been workshopping some things.
Extra content.
Woo, it's our
New-
first episode.
Switching around DMs. Lots of fun stuff.
We've been workshopping the
Oh, yeah.
idea of doing a full Broadway play. and stuff.
Yeah,
I
wrote
musical episode.
some musical
Mus-
numbers.
Don't promise that.
We've been taking vocal classes, right? Yeah. But
I've been
anyways,
directing them.
Anyway.
Where we last left off, Prismagik, after leaving the force of the
You better say
Arbanage.
prison.
Where we last left off.
They left prison.
They need to be in prison.
Prismagik made it out of the Arbanage forest, a forest under the control of Gulls of Rock, a adult green dragon that fought in the War of the Draconic Purge during about 40 years ago. You actually came to the dragon to ask for advice and wisdom on if he knew of the location of the lost skyship Alex Grace. And he told you he was new to that area, but he told you he did know someone that probably knew where it was.
Actually, I'm new here.
Yeah. So, how are we? Pat Icecrest sent you on this quest, who sent you to someone
Knew a
that-
guy who knew a guy who knew a woman who knew a dragon who knew a village.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after this long jumping point, going all around. Yeah. 6
We
minutes.
know Pat who knew a guy.
Yeah, you knew the guy that knew the guy that knew the guy that knew the girl that knew the dragon that knew the ship.
It doesn't matter.
We will
Or the
pinboard
village
this
that
with
knew
Red
the-
String later.
So-
But the party climbed a mountain last session after being ejected from the Arbanage. After Gulls of Rock said, "Your gift is your life, get the fuck out."
Yeah.
And you guys departed, heading towards Hanafel. The little village that you would later find out after climbing the whole mountain was a Harrigan village, a secluded, isolated Harrigan village. A bunch of rabbit folk. On this trip and a little bit before this trip, you tackled some heavy emotions in different cases. Some of you practiced bloodletting, and a bit of interesting actions. Some of you recovered deals with your devil friends, your Rakshasa. You gave Finn his token back after he gave it to you because he harmed your friend. You were rewarded with money. Don't ask where it came from.
I will.
But you
I
have.
will.
There you go.
Oh my god.
There was some conversation. Indigo and Chell specifically went out into the woods and happened upon an interesting figure. Yeah. And Chell had an entire episode, which may or may not be real. Who knows? You could have had an entire hallucination with you included.
Yeah.
Where you were contacted by someone who claimed to be your progenitor. Psychically connected, he explained a few things, warned you of the New Moon Diocese, and also told you to be wary of the smell of oregano.
No.
I forgot about the oregano.
But what maybe made this feel a lot more real is the way he seemed to not know certain things about you. It wasn't like he was reading his mind. He was reading your mind. He was contacting you, and he was disturbed that you weren't aware of the first knowledge that you're supposed to receive. You weren't aware of who he was, this entire situation, how your true form looks. He was confused by. But the conversation ended quickly with him claiming that he would come and find you later, as it was unsafe. So he mentally shielded you for now.
I wonder how long that's gonna take.
I wonder.
I know.
400 years.
I don't think Italian mob is after me.
I know.
They smell oregano.
better watch
They want
out.
to like kill me.
You're right.
Please.
You're right.
Here we go.
Who knew? Who knew? But yes, after practicing some magic over here, learning a little bit more, making a soup that was purposely made not to be a cleansing stew and making them shit themselves.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But purposely made with rabbit. And then the next day you met a rabbit village.
I did not mean that. I did not mean for that to happen.
I was laughing inside.
It hit me after the episode was over.
Yeah, I like, cause I was just like, oh, she'd probably make a rabbit stew. It's a good game creature
Yeah.
that she'd find.
Yeah, small game.
Small game,
Yeah,
you know.
hopefully it was small.
It's dangerous to
It
get
was
a
close,
child
right?
to taste a rabbit before we go to a rabbit village.
Running on fours.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get hungry.
Rabbits run on two legs sometimes, right?
Right?
But yeah, anyways, the party settling down, taking some time to themselves, recuperated, and also reconciled with the fact that you still don't know the full story of what's going on with Chell. You still don't know a lot of things. Apparently Kaislin has some sort of like magic connection to his scroll that has divinity or something. Something's going on over there. But
Watching you.
yeah,
I'm watching all of you.
There's a lot going on.
yeah. But climbing into the Draco Peaks, you
Bumpers.
eventually made it all the way to a glacial flat. A carved glacial flat. There's no longer a glacier there. Instead, it's like a little secluded valley of thin lichens and grass where the temperature is just low enough and not high enough to where it can sustain a small ecosystem. Coming upon a village in the night, you were surprised by some young children in costume, as it turns out it was Winter's Fall. Velstia and the continent of Hericor's sort of seasonal holiday in the spring to an equivalent of Halloween with little subtle mixes of Christmas, where children go about trying to scare winter out of a village.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah. Though this isn't
Yeah,
like
scared
late
winter.
spring, historically, winters in Hythea were much longer, but traditions still stand. So you were timidly welcomed into the village after some trust was given. You found out that this village is connected to Gulls of Rock, but does not worship the dragon like the little village of Leotog you came across before. Welcomed into this village, you saw that they had celebrations, booths out, food, games, some performances or something going on. There's an entire event. They're staying up real late, you know. The town is going off, drinking ale, wine, and mead. You guys were led into the town hall. This town hall is one of the larger buildings, but partially, slightly dwarfed by the building on the hill, which Kaizen recognized as an Arcanist temple. But as you walked into this town hall, it was wood, it had tapestries, art all over the place. In the center, it had a glowing magical light that looked like a dodecahedron-like shape, like a D12 cut in half, or it was a D20 or something like
D20,
that. Cut in half, made of glass, and inside it had motes of bluish light that illuminated the space and heated the room. And as you were talking with these folk, two others came in, the trio of leaders, a chief, a priest, and an herbalist in the town. The conversation was begun. You asked about the Alex Grace, and they were familiar with the burning skyship. And in fact, the priest Folkwin, the older brown-haired male Harrigan, led you over to a tapestry and began to tell you a tale. And that's where we left off. As the story continues on, he weaves these words in such a way that it doesn't feel like poetry, but it has that sort of ancient feel to it. This is like 60 years ago. But like it's like a big dramatic moment.
How long did Harrington live?
Good, you should ask. 5 years probably.
No.
You know, but yeah, here one second, let me put this one on. Yeah, there we go. He began to weave a story, telling you of the dangers that you might face. As on the tapestry, you could see, indeed, the mountain landscape of this region. In the sky above, a vessel covered in a cloud of smoke, leading a trail like a long snake slithered into the sky, but columns and plumes of smoke rising and spreading out, fire erupting from this bronze-colored vessel that hovers in the sky. The tapestry isn't too detailed, but does it justice. This is a large thing, man-made, that flew like a dragon to the sky. It looks like a ship of the sea, but a bit more conical and cylindrical, where a vessel has a sort of bow and a boat on the bottom, but it looks like almost like two ships pressed together on top and bottom with a gap in the center. It's large, it's made mostly of metal, it has a long pointed end. To us, it looks like some bizarre...
Walnut?
Like blimp?
It's very long. Yeah, it looks like some bizarre amalgamation between a blimp and like
A warship?
a warship and a bit of like that Nautilus-esque appearance of like 50 leagues, you know,
Yeah.
50,000 leagues. It has that sort of spiky look to it. It has this Renaissance-esque feel, not exactly industrial, but magic, yet with industry in it. A bit of a monster of man's creation, hot flying through the sky, but chased by another monster on the tapestry. Fulgrim points to the side with the column of smoke. That day was quite dangerous, as you can see. Stars or portions of the ship that came down like comets and meteors fell to the mountainside, pointing to lines and streaks in the sky, black smoke and chunks of metal falling down like rocketing stone landing onto the ground. But the vessel was pursued by an attacker. As he drags his hand up and up and up, this little blue light from the central light zooms over like a little firefly and comes across the tapestry, and it shows a glistening, colorful depiction of a blue dragon. An almost metallic blue on the tapestry. This blue is clearly threaded with something that reflects the light, and it twinkles and sparkles, but it's a large, dark blue, midnight blue. That is the light of doom. That dragon was killed, I believe, some time ago. News takes for a while to get here. If you are familiar with the name Zazoglat, that is the dragon.
Yeah, totally familiar.
Zazoglat. You two can roll history. Guys, I'll give you advantage. You can roll history too and show.
Would I possibly know because of Golza or not?
Not in this case.
Not in this case?
Yeah.
That was a 14.
14?
15.
15.
That's
You need to get the dice out of that tray.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
got
You
like
have too
20.
many dice.
That is, you said history?
Yep.
History, that is a 15.
Okay, so you all, Clumster, man, there's no one in the Velstian Empire and Velstia that doesn't have some idea what Zazoglat is, but Zazoglat is a draconic name, a powerful draconic name that 40 years ago held so much weight in the nightmares of children. Zazoglat is the dragon that caused the Draconic War, the Draconic Purge. He is the dragon, she's the dragon who is given the crime of killing Prince Timo, the firstborn prince of the Eberhard dynasty in the new millennia.
Oh, that's
And
what I
then
know.
in the new century. And the grief of his death and the palace's destruction, the Summer Palace, caused the Empress to create a war and feed prejudice into the countryside that stricken all draconic folk and led many Velstian soldiers into the mountains to die and kill and slay dragons. So there was a period of time where this name was like absolute evil, top one on the list, but Zazoglat was killed in the Draconic Purge, slayed by a group of heroes, which, with a 15, right over here, right?
Yes.
You got a
15 as
15,
well.
15. Yeah, you both remember the name, the Holy Disruptors, which, yes, does ring a bell. The Holy Disruptors. That name is famous in the venture groups, but it's starting to click to you just how connected they are. Whoever was alive 40 years ago in this group, or the war actually lasted 5 years. Like whoever was alive 35 years ago in the Holy Disruptors, whatever the group's makeup is the one who was said to be responsible for killing Zazoglat. and avenging Prince Timo. And the war didn't immediately stop after that. There was a lot of hate that took the crowned princess. It took her to stand up to stop the purges and all that. But yes.
Where does this happen in relation to the Machine War?
It's
So the Machine War was about
after.
80 years ago, yeah. So this would have been, like, there was a good time of peace where everyone thought conflict wouldn't occur again. And then
the
another
Dragon
war
War
happened, yeah.
happened.
And it was all of northern Heracor. The Empire of Heracon to the south didn't really deal with it. It was just all of Velstia, really, and Atheland.
Yeah.
It was about halfway between now and
Yeah.
the other
Out of
Machine War.
curiosity, the Holy Disruptors, how long have they been around for? Because clearly they were around 35 years ago.
Mhm.
They were around within the last 3 years.
Yeah.
We can guess they've been around for at least.
We saw
like,
their name
50
at
years ago.
the Fartide Guild.
They
didn't we?
they are a member of the Fartide Adventure Guild, and you did see they are one of the top
Like-
3 adventure
Yeah.
guilds.
Current members.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
How
if
old
I know you
is
asked that question, but I wonder if it's a cycle out group.
Yeah, probably.
Like it's just a group and then we cycle out members, or if this is a group full of elves
Mhm.
or people or like older humans,
Dwarves.
dwarves.
In the circles you hang out with, it, I would definitely let you know. Back in the day when you spent more time in Teo, stories about adventures, names are reused. If they retired, they're picked back up, you know, because the name can carry weight. Sometimes they're passed on, so it wouldn't be too unnatural for that to be
Would
true.
me and Eterna know anything about the group's makeup, having been in the Fartide Guild for a few months?
Yeah, actually, you and Eterna. Yeah. How about this? You both can roll just like we'll say a bit of an insight. This is a roll just to say like
Insight
over the
check?
past few months what you've picked up from people. You know, if they've mentioned something, said something about it.
This might be silly.
Can you answer Stuart's question? Because I think
Oh, sorry. What did you?
it was the. Did you want to that like is it hypothetical or was it like how long did you?
It was just like, how long have they been around for?
Well, I'll, as I was going to say, with the 15, like, you can basically tell based on what you know right now. You haven't read about them in a book, at least based on what you're recalling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an 18.
18?
Got a 7.
Oh,
Well, you know, Eterna, you were
I'm
new
the
to the
people
region.
person.
You're from the mountains. So.
I know nothing about this country.
Yeah.
If you did know anything, you replace that knowledge with romance books.
I was reading a saucy romance novel. You know,
Overrode all the.
It just overrode
Again,
all the
A
information.
little silly, but she, again, I've mentioned multiple times, she specifically read adventuring books, adventuring logs. Can I see if she's ever read anything about the Holy Disruptors because she enjoys reading adventuring logs?
I can see you saying that. Yeah, so... Yeah, okay, I'll give you this. The Holy Disruptors, they might not be in all of them, so I'll give you disadvantage on this.
Okay.
But we'll say you can roll a separate history in this case.
History still?
Mhm.
What's 8 plus 6?
14.
14.
They don't seem to necessarily ring a bell, but something's there. You think that name has carried weight in the past, maybe, but maybe not exactly that name. But you two, Eterna, not so much, but Indigo, you definitely picked up. Ever since you started hanging out with adventurers, you've been listening. Everything. You know, you're maybe not the best at recalling all the time, but you listen, you know. I can tell.
Yeah.
But as you're thinking, over the time you spent, especially with, has it come up what group you were with in, like, what was the name of the group you were with before? Has that come up yet?
Has it?
I
I don't think so.
necessarily.
Yeah. But the sort of people you hung out with before, there was a lot of conversation about adventure guilds. Fartide's a pretty loose adventure guild. It's one of the top 2 in the world. And Rixario is, like, well-funded, but Fartiders, particularly are, like, proud about their, like, rough outlander nature. Birds. There are stories that go on, like rumors or legends in Fartide about the Holy Disruptors. One being that the Holy Disruptors are a like enclosed group that has like interminglings with the guild leader, so they get like private quests, secret quests to go on, almost like a secret hit group. Some people are like, oh, they're dangerous, you should better watch out. Some
The
people,
exclusive club.
yeah, some people speak rumors of them being like dedicated to the cause of venturing, almost to like a religious level. Like Like, no loyalty to crown, no loyalty to order, no loyalty to authority, but a loyalty to one's self and those who seek help, you know? Others say...
An Avengers kind of thing.
Kind of. Some say the holy disruptors are ones who simply seek the biggest bag of coin. And if they think they can get it without having a quest, they will do something phenomenal and just hold their hands open until they get enough, you know? So, like, there's a lot of jealousy and envy, but there's also a lot of, like, pride that they're part of a far tide. A lot of people think, a lot of the young adventurers at least, think that they can get to that level. You know?
So do I know if it's like they accept new members or cycle out? Like, are they an exclusive club or are they specific people?
Based on the 18, their name has been around for a while. And people say there have been new members and old members that have left. But there is 2 that seem to be continuously in there. Or at least their names seem to always come up. And you would know these
I know the
names. Yes. Without
Chuck of Everly?
Oh my god.
the largest man in High
The
Thea.
largest man in Everly.
that's the name, right?
That's his adventure name.
I mean, it's branding, right? Just thinking about this, it really does come to mind that these people are like the cream of the crop. Here they are, I think. That should be here.
Yeah, I definitely want to role play
Yeah.
what we just did.
Yeah, but this is just like all of you instantly hearing this, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it in a second.
We're all having our own unique like thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I just imagine he keeps on going, and Braun's the only one that's actually listening.
Yeah,
still.
we're all just like, wait, we need to get out some red string.
Everyone else is connecting the dots and it turned
I like
into
what
just kind of
I
like
like what they did with the stars.
Yeah.
Wow. pretty
Here.
tapestry.
This is interesting. I thought they were right here, somewhere on this document. Just give me a second. But yeah, you guys are like looking
Jimmy
at
and
this.
Bill.
I just imagine just like Braun picks up weaving tools, considering he just sees all these cool tapestries. Just like, I want to do
I
that.
want to get into this.
I want to be able to do this. This looks cool.
You're telling me I can literally write my own story
you
like
get-
that? Heck yeah.
And if you get proficiency in Weaver's tools, you
Get
You
proficiency.
automatically know all the fiber arts.
Yeah, isn't it great,
You
guys?
can knit,
There's no
sew,
there's no separation between weaving and
Crochet,
sewing and crocheting and
tapestries, all of it.
You can
I
get
just
into
realized-
underwater basket weaving.
Yeah.
I just realized.
we have beef with that proficiency if you
That's
can't
just
tell.
Well,
Weaver's tools.
Oh yeah, and also the fact that
have beef with it.
magic ropes. I should just make magic ropes and stuff like that.
You
as
don't
well.
need to know anything else.
Haha, robe of the archmage. I create that.
Here you go, guys.
What if you just
The
enchant these
robes, but they're all like those robes that the ladies wear in movies where like after like they're suddenly widowed and their husband is and she's like suspected of murder and it's the husband
Oh,
killer
yeah.
the husband killer robes.
Oh, darling.
It's all those.
Alright, guys.
Chell already has one of those. I don't know.
Horrible idea.
Eterna probably does
We
too.
magically enchant like those knitted Christmas sweaters.
Ah, yes! And then y'all get magic sweaters. for
Wait, no, we all
Christmas.
have to go on the stealth mission. Braun just gives all of you like a black cloak, just like, I made these for you. I made these for you guys, considering you guys stick out like a sore thumb.
You made these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to weave tapestries and now I can knit.
We're giving
We're
Trevor
getting-
enough. We're giving enough time for Trevor to find.
Yeah, he's finding
Yeah, he's
I know, I'm
living.
like,
He better be doing that. I don't know.
we're giving him time. We're giving him time while we
Is it
insult
in
him.
that file or that file, man?
So,
Don't worry
you know,
about it.
I
Is
wonder
that-
if the Holy Disruptors, if we've been hearing that name a lot lately, and I've heard the name before when I was, in Theo. The story of adventurers always inspired many directors and writers for plays and such. I mean, that's what inspired the Sword Maiden show that I was a part of for a while. But I wonder if they've been around, because I never knew if it was just a recycled name, because some
They've-
groups recycle names, but
I don't know if it's recycled or not. At least know the name has been around for a long time. They were active 35 years ago when they killed the dragon Zazathor, the one who caused the Draconic Purge.
yes. And then obviously we see
It's
pictured here.
Me and Eterna, we've been in the Vartide Guild for, a little bit. We've heard of them, just kind of around. I don't know if Eterna was paying attention.
Unfortunately,
It's okay, I pay attention for both of this. It's just if I remember it. The dunce. But it, like, there's like a bunch of
Whenever
rumors
anybody
about
fails,
them
you
essentially
lore check.
being
Dunce.
like, you know, the elite adventuring group that gets all the like
The secret
the
jobs and
secret
such.
quests, and they're like really up there with the guild leaders and stuff. And I know there are 2 members that have been there in a long time, but they kind of cycle out a little bit. And the names are
Yeah, fuck this.
This
Ginny and
sort
Bill.
They sort of give off a like almost a oh gosh, what's that title for secret?
Sorry to interrupt, Priest.
Shadow governments or shadow.
No,
What is it?
Yeah.
Shadow groups?
Yeah,
Like the people that are actually behind the scenes pulling the strings.
yeah.
You mean the fake ones?
What if they are shadow? A shadow council. Oh, that'd be scary.
They could be.
Yeah.
The
And no, not
the
the
weird
fake ones.
rumors I've been hearing. We hear about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, I
So-
think that is a much better name than some of the ones that I've heard about in my books.
The Holy Disruptors is a better name.
Oh yeah, no, there was one that they came up with the name Devastation.
Oh,
That's so dramatic.
you know what's also a really bad one I read one time? There was like a play that never happened, never went past like the writing stages. It was like I can't remember if it was Exotic Sluts or the Midnight Misfits.
I feel like I've heard of them.
Those are
Exotic
very
Sluts.
different names.
But I can't remember. It was apparently based on a real adventuring group, but I don't fucking buy it. Their stories were too outlandish
I mean, it's
for
so
me.
silly.
I mean,
That's such a lame name, though.
I know, Midnight Misfits.
Exotic Sluts is kind of fun, but like Midnight Misfits.
It's such a boring name.
So boring.
that is a weird one.
The alliteration. Anyway,
Who needs
continue,
alliteration?
sir.
Yes, of course, of course.
Sorry, continue. Sorry.
Okay, so the 2 names that come to mind.
I know their names.
With an 18, the
Medieval Verdana.
names stick out.
Deal.
They like weigh heavy in your mind. Everything else is kind of like left up to rumor. One name that hits you instantly, which is really well known, and especially in the groups you hung out with, you think, is Yannick, the World Ripper.
The world what now?
The World Ripper.
Ripper. Damn.
Okay,
Yeah,
brother.
That's a little.
A bit of a like a name that's like people speak of it, and some people are like, that's really edgy. But some people are like, well, it's a holy disruptor. Of course, it's edgy. It's completely dangerous.
Just don't meet him after Taco Bell.
Is it just the one?
No, that's the one that hits you
Oh.
instantly. Because Yannick is like such a unique name, especially
Yeah.
in these areas.
Yannick.
The other one, yeah, where did it go?
Yannick the World Ripper.
That's so edgy. I mean, yes, if I was unstoppable and had a lot of power, I'd come up with a cool name too. But
Yeah, if you're on
The
a
World
possibly a
Ripper.
shadow council.
There's also Noel, who doesn't have another name.
Noel.
The other one I could think of is Noel.
Yannick the World Ripper and Noel.
I remember because it was so funny.
I gotta be honest,
The World Ripper.
it sounds like a party of adventurers to me. The World Ripper. I am Noel.
I mean, we have Chuck and
Yeah, just Chuck.
Chuck and Eterna.
Rosalie.
My name is Eterna. My name's Chuck.
I'm
I'm
Braun.
famed,
Sean,
I'm
you
famed
really
actress
tall.
Michelle Arco.
Yeah.
I'm just Braun.
And Rosalie with her 20,000 words. Jean-Marie Rosalie Dupont.
Yeah.
If Rosalie had an ID, it'd be like an addendum.
Yeah, no, sorry. Too many characters in that limit.
Yeah. But I will say there are like rumors that persist pretty heavily in your mind when these names come to you. Yannick, of course, is a really well known, not just because of the name, but you think the legends talk of Yannick like being a warrior so strong that his slashes tear light itself. And
A
is-
holy disruptor, you could say.
Yeah.
you can call that, yeah. They sometimes call him the World Whipper because he literally like
World
the wor-
Whipper?
the World Whipper, the World Whipper, because like stories persist of him either like opening gates to hell to push you in with his blade, or tearing you so finely that you don't realize you're sliced until it's too late.
Oh, it's
Or-
like the anime.
Yeah. So
He does the
I chop
dramatic.
you
He
into
sheaths the sword and
666
then you
pieces.
explode.
yeah, so Yannick's definitely like the stories that go on like the guy that has his blade in his sheath walking into town quietly, and the punks in town are like, "Hey, who are you?" idiot, get out of our town. And he's like, you sure you want to face me? And they're like, yeah, what are you, a dork?
No, I'm the World Ripper.
Oh, look at this guy.
I'm
Yannick the World Whipper.
I'm Yannick the World Whipper.
And for some reason,
And he walks out down.
honestly, for some
And this
reason,
is
I'm
my
just thinking
friend
of the
Noel.
Trunks, the Brand's
fuck
Trunks
you
one,
up.
just like, wait, what happened? Just give it a second. No, really, what happened? You just walked this way. 1 second, I'm just doing this real quick. And then they all fall. Yeah, it took a long time to perfect the slicing. The hardest part was that guy's armor.
The hardest part was the render time.
Noel hits your mind because it's so weird to just hear that after Yannick. But people you think in the past that you've heard talk about Noel being like one of those contenders for an archmage. But there's the weird thing is there is in fact no other name attached to this person but Noel. But there is no other Noel you've ever heard of.
Her branding is that.
So it's like
She has no branding.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't need any branding. Oh, everyone needs branding. No, that's
Noel.
stupid. I'm Noel. Well, then people are gonna
Like
forget that.
Zendaya, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
just like Zendaya,
It really
Beyonce, like
Madonna.
yeah.
That is their branding.
Yes.
They are that.
You probably have definitely heard like, oh, why didn't she go for like court magician? You know, and people are like, oh, it's because she's a holy disruptor. You know, no loyalty to crown or anything. You know, so she's in your eyes, based on rumors you've heard in the adventurer circles, not in the mage circles like these, is probably considered one of the stronger mages on the continent, if not the realm. At least known ones. So, like, they might be like, oh, she's a street mage, you know. I'm not saying, like, bad anything about you, but, like, there is a prejudice in Velstia between higher magical education versus, like, what you learn out in the wild, you know. Even though the schools do send you out, they prepare you based on the practices of 1,000 years, you know.
You know, I've heard rumors about Noel possibly being the archmage, you know, that kind of thing. Rosalie's making faces.
Really?
I mean,
apparently they defeated a blue dragon and the demon dragon.
I could see that. Yeah.
I feel like that's.
I'm just telling you things I've heard.
I mean, I've never even heard of. I mean, we've heard of the Holy Disruptors, but we've never even heard of that. That's such a. You know, like
No
the
name associated? Just Noel?
Noel.
the Archmage is supposed to be that of the people as well as the strongest, and she doesn't really have a name for herself. At least in Teos, she doesn't. I mean, none of us know who she was.
I mean, sometimes the best show of the people is the one that is, you know, not paraded around. There's
Yeah,
always
you
the
think
people
the
that you
jail
don't
mates-
know about.
At least they seem like they are able to stand for themselves and not die. They do take no L's.
Guys,
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, somebody give him. Okay, somebody give him guns. Somebody give
No,
him.
no, 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 1 second. I have one.
I take Noel's.
That's her brand. Please tell me that's in character. Please, 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 please.
I'm gonna go for that, yeah.
Yes!
Oh,
Only
Yeah,
dog.
I've heard that joke before.
Does an 18 hit?
Yeah, of course it does. Strength plus.
It's not hard enough to do damage. She just whacked him across the literally just did exactly that.
Funny man.
What does it say?
We're all gonna end up with one of these by the end of the episode.
Funny
Funny
man.
man.
You can't. Yeah, you can see it on camera.
But yes, so Yannick and Noel would come to mind, you can share that information. And the Harrigan's like, may I continue my story?
Yes, please.
Please do.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you
Here
guys see
forever.
Braun just crisscross
We're
waiting for you
never
guys
gonna
to
leave
finish-
this area.
finish talking.
See, what happens is we go through a cutscene and then we have a dialogue option to choose, and we're all like, "Wait, hold on, let's talk to the council
With
first
conspiracy mode.
before we press the button." You know.
Yeah.
And then Braun's just the impatient one, just like, I want to hear the rest of the story. Come on.
The,
Continue. sorry.
well, it's I. Oh, yeah, that's right.
The blue dragon.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, the tapestry right here, you can see this fine,
Yes.
fine handwork. Yes, Zazaglat, that the Light of Doom, that very, very dangerous blue dragon who was slain some time ago. Well, they were being chased. The vessel was being chased by this dragon in the sky. Our people saw this, but there was also then points to like these little like stones of light, these twinkling little stones that reflect the light and twinkle like gemstones. They're almost like shaped like explosions and stars and everything. There were some mages. It was unclear if they were draconic cultists or servants of the vessel, but there were mages fighting and flying through the air as well with this onslaught. It was a bit unclear to our folk. We mostly hid ourselves, make sure no rebel falls on our heads or anything like that, but it was a sight to see. There are like one or two pieces from the wreckage that the village, I believe, acquired and just sort of put them away, but...
Can we see them?
Soon, yes. It was a day. It was a very frightening day, to say the least. Our village gets very, very few visitors. I told you we had visitors before, you know, some fun names, I'll tell you that. I mean, not every village is visited by the second archmage himself. Yes. Or some court magicians. So we at Hanafel, we get some interesting celebrities every once in a while. Can't wait for the next one. But yes,
What about the third archmage?
oh my god. But yes, so the vessel went down over the mountainside. It like goes over to the side of the building, past the tapestry, that direction. I can show you, and there is light in the sky tomorrow, but it flew over and we heard a loud crash, an explosion of fire and smoke erupt for what seemed like weeks. The fires never went out for weeks, but eventually smoke died and silence fell on the mountains once more. We never saw any survivors come over the mountains, so whoever went down with the vessel, we assume, stayed with the vessel.
If you left it, then it must not be that far away.
Perhaps. Sound does echo in the valley, but you are onto something. Some curious little hoppers have went out. He sort of speaks to them like young ones, you know. Went out and bounded beyond the limits of the town, past the ranch, and went further and further up the mountain. And apparently, some of them, they saw strange monsters and iron skeletons and stuff. They came back, but it's not too far apparently. But it's quite treacherous, and I would not expect, currently looking around the room at each of you, looking at your clothes, city folk, to really be able to make the trip. I do know perhaps another way.
We made it here, didn't we?
Well, the hidden path up here is nice. You really haven't climbed a mountain yet.
Well, I mean, you're right. I've never climbed a mountain before, but
Well,
it's always the first time for everything.
Yes. I do know of another path, though. I'll tell you more details about that in some time, but these mountains are filled with holes, old carved roads under the mountains and through the mountains, like tunnels that were, well, the legends say they were carved in the first dynasty of the Archmage in the years before ice and snow, to make paths through the mountains to ensure that people of Elstia could travel to towns. So some of them still remain, and we do come across them. And there's one not too far from here. There are some small ruins nearby us. As I said, this town has been here for a long time. It has a bit of its own holiness and its holy sites to it, but we have our stories too.
We could call it a secret tunnel.
I suppose you could.
tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Oh my god.
I remember
That's a
that.
good point. Chief Varden, the very
What's the bottom
small,
of
the very small, I think they're like the spotted rabbit or the harlequin rabbit or whatever. It's very small. She speaks up.
But do be warned, the paths are just treacherous either way. They have their own dangers if you go seeking this vessel. Our people do not tend to go further into the mountains. It's easier to hide from the other dragons that roam the peaks if we are under the protection of another one. And that's why our town maintains its deal with Gulls of Rock to keep the other dragons and dragon kinds from raiding and stealing from us. There are many dangers and many mouths with many teeth in these
You
mountains.
hear telepathically, Trevor. She's so cute. I don't think I can look at her anymore.
Her eyes are like a little too big for her like fluffy face. You know?
Oh my gosh.
I try to just pat.
What?
I just want to.
Bad.
Bad joke.
No.
Full Quinn speaks at once more.
Let our story continue tomorrow after some rest. I'm sure you are exhausted from climbing up the mountainside. We can call it here for now. You can enjoy the festivities with our townfolk. We are soon to finish our outside time, and I believe, yes, in preparation for sunrise, I must hold the winter's full mast for the folks. So, roam around the town. Don't steal anything, please.
Sounds fun.
Is there
Not
somewhere?
stealing, bro.
Is there somewhere we
I know
could
the stealing part.
that we could stay?
We don't have much of a guest house, but we do have storage spaces with extra blankets and pillows and stuff. I'm
Hey,
sure we
guys,
can make it work.
I have an idea. I think I got us covered.
I'm
Don't
just
worry.
wondering something real quick.
I feel like
Do you
we
perhaps know
have
a
the
Bruce?
Same idea.
We have the same thing.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell? Okay, just
I
wondering.
don't know what she's referring to.
Well, please, once again, I am Folkwin, the priest of this town, Chief Varden, the very small harlequin spotted rabbit, and Obelisk Yulia, the very tall, slendered gray rabbit.
Dragon.
Ulia?
Yulia.
Yulia.
Yeah.
I want you all to know I rolled like how cute the chief was. I got a nat 20.
Oh no.
I am about to go
We can't
feral in here.
Contain your cute aggression.
Yeah.
Feel free to roam this hall if you wish. There's not much space in here. I'm afraid we're all a bit on the smaller side.
Is there a... I'm trying to remember what's it called where people like us sleep in a town. I don't remember what those are called.
No.
Inn?
No.
We just
No, it's-
asked
we
that.
just asked.
Ron,
Maybe
I'm sorry, you were looking at the tapestry a little too hard.
And apparently, Indigo and Etana have got it.
Whatever that means.
Yeah,
We'll find
let's
out.
look concerned about that.
No, don't worry.
Don't worry.
I just think I got, you know.
You're going to what? Sing us a
If it was-
place?
okay.
Yes, I'm gonna
If it
knock
makes you
you
feel better,
out.
if it was just Indigo, we should be a word. But since it's both of them, I think it's fine.
I think we have the same thought.
The
I'm just as concerned.
The herbalist Yulia speaks up, her very soft, airy voice.
Please come, enjoy the festivities and the drink and the food. I'm sure you are quite hungry.
Oh,
We
you
have
bet I
plenty
am.
to offer.
What? What? Okay.
Did you think what the rabbits do?
Yeah, I'm thinking back to what they ate the last
night.
Oh, this is so much better than the rabbits do yesterday.
They open the doors, and the townsfolk that were out having festivities, you see, as soon as the doors open, they actually crowd around the front doors of the town. A lot of them are probably trying to listen in or something. They'll clear out, and the chief.
No, back up. Go to your festivities. Go away. These are our guests. This is Prismagik, a group of adventurers. They will be staying with us for a night or two. Go.
The little arms.
I'm imagining them all like scurrying away with little ears.
I definitely
put like a
I
leash
definitely
on
think
you.
they're. I don't know whether or not they would get close to Chorus, but definitely not against Sadu.
Yeah.
They would stay away from Sadu 100%, and Chorus, I think they would be fine with it until they saw the face.
So it looks like an elk with fangs. It's not too dangerous to them.
Yeah. Well, until he looks
Yeah.
directly at them.
It's an elk. They're
They
dangerous.
see elks all the time. I mean, Harrigan's got to live off something. If they
Yeah.
eat meat, they definitely hunt.
It's
Right.
more like,
it's just-
that's an elk. Why's it got fangs?
Yeah.
Hey, can elks get vampirism? Could you imagine vampire elk?
You're out in the forest and you
Wait.
see a beautiful elk, and then it just goes out.
Now that I
It's
think about it,
sucking your blood.
What would be worse is, okay, since elks don't have canines, does that make all of their teeth canines?
It's just all short.
No, I like to think it's all
I like to
regular
think-
teeth and
and
then
then
just two.
I can't deal with all canines.
I just like two
No,
of them
no,
going
not
out
the molars,
hunting while
just the front teeth.
walking around. Hey Jimmy.
I don't know why, but I've been
looking
imagining the
directly at
fangs
us.
as
Like,
being
it's
like
not-
this
No,
long.
it's
Oh,
looking
yeah, they are
directly
like
at us.
compared to my
like
face,
a
like
predator would.
kind of like this.
No, like it's like hanging from
Oh,
his face. Like they're like 6 inches off
Oh,
his face.
not saber tooth
Like
style,
a little-
but a little bit off. I'd
It's
say
like a
maybe
little
like
deer
2-3 inches off.
with teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess well, first off, before we go in, she's like, before we go participate in the activities.
Are you okay?
What did you have in mind?
Oh, it's just a
What's your
spell.
little idea? Okay.
So
I can now
once-
cast this spell and
Once we start going to sleep, we can cast it.
I can
Okay.
make us a little
A tiny hut, you
tiny
might
hut,
say.
you might say. Yes, we could stack them. You could cast in the night.
Actually, let me read the description. Can we stack them?
Wait, are you saying a little tiny hut?
We got a
In a
two-story
little
tiny
tiny
hut.
bunny village? Ah!
Okay.
I'm going to lose my
So-
mind. Someone please take me away from here.
It's just a sphere. It's not that cute.
You can prevent people from coming into the sphere. I think you have to choose a space to target. If I'm, it would say.
It just the 10-foot radius dome springs into existence around you.
Doesn't say
So
like
if-
a location of your choice or
No. It just around you.
So this is
And
how
it
this
remains
works.
stationary for the duration. So if I sat on top of Eterna's tiny hut, would it?
Technically, I guess so. Yes.
2 tiny huts, a giant hut.
So it's not this.
One
It's
tall one.
this.
Yeah.
Why not just put them side by side?
Yeah, we could put the. Yeah, if we
I mean,
like.
you can put them side by
we can make
side.
a- just me and Eterna couldn't leave our own one, but they could they overlap? Because if all of us can pass through both of them.
Yes, you can technically make them overlap and try to
Right.
a little bit.
Bigger hut.
Bigger hut.
On the hilltop, you just
Medium
see 2 round
They're
spheres.
both gonna be spherical, so.
Yeah, why are we not just sleeping in their storage room that they offered
We can
us?
put that in the storage room.
The
Why?
Tiny hut, the tiny hut has an AC.
Because it's fun.
And the tiny
We make a
hut,
little pillow fort in the storage house.
They are
Yeah.
6 feet wide.
the tiny hut, it's like temperature controlled.
Oh.
The atmosphere
that's
inside
why
the
it's
space
good.
is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside.
You guys better be okay with spooning.
I mean, I can just make
No,
myself
we're gonna
smaller.
have like a
20 we're
10
gonna
by
have 20
20, not 20, probably like 10 by 15
Pretty sure
space.
it's only 10 feet wide, right? Or
Yeah, it's
something?
10 feet.
But if you put them next to each other,
It'd
it'd
be like 10 by
Okay, but
10
there's
by
still
20.
spheres, so like at some
Yeah,
point
10 by
the
15.
crack becomes like that. Yeah, okay. We'll make it work. I'm saying it's still crack.
I mean, you did say.
Sawdu can't come in it
It
though,
says
because it can't have
9
large
creatures of
creatures.
medium size or smaller can fit inside one of the huts.
Oh, they can fit inside.
Yeah.
It just.
Not
I got
comfortably.
comfortable.
Not comfortably.
I mean, I can turn myself smaller.
Yeah.
Yo, this room is like that size. We can all sleep in this room comfortably on the ground. We're fine.
Yeah. When we do our 24-hour stream, that's what we'll. you get the
All right.
Tiny hut corner will be.
Continuing.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You sleep under the table.
Do you guys join the festivities?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
go off.
absolutely.
Heck yeah.
What?
I need to talk to my brain pal that I have
What is
right
the
now.
date right now?
It's the second.
It's the
Okay.
second because it has passed midnight. It is the second. So they're continuing the festivities from the first night all the way to the second night. The second morning, basically.
I'm gonna be finding some like sweets. I want.
So yeah, no, I just described the look of the town once more. There is like 2 sides to the village, and there's a little stream that cuts through it. It's a lot like a Switzerland like little village in a valley, right? There's a stream, a glacial like river that runs through it. There's towns all in these like little grassy flatlands and hills, or little buildings, sorry, along the edges. There's a bunch of bridges that crisscross the river that then splits, and at the end you're coming from where the river sort of curves up the hill, there's a big building, which is the townhouse, and up the hill with the river is the temple, the church. So the town has basically set up a bunch of carts and like booths and all this stuff all along the little river, crossing the bridges. There's like lights and streamers, you know. There's like lanterns hanging from the bridge. You know. These are all like little bunny bridges. Because remember I said these. Some of them are medium creatures, but like just on the verge of being small, on like medium creatures. So no one's over the height of 5'8". So
I fit in.
yeah.
Both of us
town.
do. We're like, yay, small.
So like whenever like a Chell walks through the crowd, like you can just see her and then all these ears. Like,
Well, Braun as well, considering the freaking horns are
Yeah.
also like a standout.
Just no, drop it.
Drop it. Bad.
How many command columns do I need to do tonight?
But yes, a lot of these booths, some of the rabbits are kind of timid. Like they're definitely like when Sadhu comes up, they're kind of like, oh boy, you know, no. But there are booths that are selling sweets of all different varieties, like a lot of like little pastries of the local grain. They have a lot of like almost like honey candy, like little droplets that have like air dried, and they're like really sweet, and they're flavored in different colors, like pinks, blues, and golds. Wintersfall is associated with more of like a light blue and like purple color combination. There are some of those, but like this has its own like heritage to it too that's changed it. You see like little snacks that are bunny shapes, like little ears. There's like some people that made like edible glass sculptures, which are actually like candy blown like sugar that is like shaped like little like statues, you know. And you see some kids like picking them up. You see like there's face painting, there's masks, there's little costumes that people are wearing. There's performances, a lot of options. Anything anyone wants to specifically look for or like engage with? Like there's a little show probably telling like a story that the town knows.
Bro, I am absolutely buying some candy and then sitting in the little show.
Yeah.
Rosalie is playing with like, if there's like groups of children running around, she will go play with them and like do like presentation and make like little fun effects and use her new rogue abilities to kind of like the way that her disengage works is essentially like when she disengages with somebody, rather than her actually taking a step back, it like literally teleports her back a step with a puff of butterflies.
Yeah.
So she'll do that in her dash and things like that to kind of just play with the kids and give them fun little fun effects.
There's some hesitation at first, but they sort of, as soon as they see that you're fun and you're colorful, it's all okay with them, you know?
Yeah. I definitely think Braun would also play with the kids, but it's more of like, it's kind of like a fun tag where he disguise selfs himself and they have to try to find him.
I love this grown man playing tag with the kids. But I'm like,
He is a child.
actually, he's the youngest out of all of you.
Yeah, he's a.
Yeah.
Also, you grew up in the
How much do
woods,
these
it's still
weigh?
a
Like,
child
could she
heart.
carry one on her shoulders and then just bolt for a
usually
second
some of
and
the
like?
smaller ones are only about this tall. Like some of the smaller ones are about this tall, where their ears like go up like another like few inches, you know?
Oh, I'm betting
Yeah.
one of them probably asked for a piggyback ride whenever they saw how fast she could run, and she would absolutely do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Braun would
Joe
definitely
would
like turn to Harrigan as well. That's why it's like trying to find me in this fucking crowd.
Gotcha.
I feel like a Cho would see this and then just like try to do like water effects too. She's like
Yeah.
shaped water and stuff like that.
Showing off some of your magic ability. I will say, fun point of interest. You see some of the Harrigan are magically talented. Actually, a good number of them have some sort of arcane ability.
Oh.
And it does seem like there's some sort of like wizard study in the school, in the school here or the town. And in fact, there's like there seems to be some sort of like magic teacher, like a little like wizard here that does like probably education and magic lessons. And they're wearing their like costume / their probably teaching outfit, which is like a witch's hat with like bunny ear holes. You know?
Bunny witch!
Yeah. And so like yeah, no, people are like love magic. They love all that, you know. There's musicians and stuff. The little play that's going on,
What's the play?
it seems to be like the local like thespians in the town put on a little show. The after hour.
Oh man, I was out
Yeah.
walking.
I'll have to show you guys that video later.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
It's not like online or anything. It's from one of Ryan's home videos.
Oh. You see-
We're bringing my childhood home videos in
Your
this.
talent
You know what's
show.
funny is that it's on brand because a plane fell down.
What?
At the
What?
beginning of it.
This is
All right, let's go
we
back.
can't get into this.
This is a
We
whole-
can't. That's a whole
This
thing.
is a whole side
There's-
thing.
We'll talk about during
Yeah.
break.
Real life lore won't be brought here.
Yeah, we don't need to bring my child to talent show. My 10th,
I I will say at first in the show, there's like this little section of like the warm up, like the hype
They're
group.
doing Dancing Queen.
The kids doing a skit.
There's those kids doing a skit, and there's like the preteens or teens doing a skit, and they're doing an improv group, and they're like, "So guys, give us a name, give us an object, everybody." And someone in the crowd's like, "Cow,
You know,
Apple.
apple."
Chell would absolutely be in on this.
Yeah.
She'd try her best.
So you've seen like these little like local country improv kids that are like, "Cow and apple." Okay, everybody.
Cowpole.
Oh my god.
George, you have a cow. I brought you an apple. It's like really bad. It's like, look at this apple, George. And George is like, whoa. Helena, look at my apple. Whoa. But George has a cow.
What?
It's
What is happening?
it's like the worst like improv, and like people in the crowd are like,
You know, could a Chell like
Approach them afterward and be like,
hey,
guys, this is how you do.
you can see
because
them.
I
wanna
want
play
her to
actual
like
improv.
guide them, but
Yeah.
is there like an opening for her to like?
If
try
you
to
want to like
guide
squeeze
them a
on the
little
side of the
bit.
stage, like stage whisper, you could, or you could like maybe wait till they're done and then like say something. It's up to you.
No, like stage whisper.
Okay, so
I feel like she'll be like, just like, when you do this, like, or if there's a point like where they're
Yeah.
like, hey, give us something, she'll be like, pretend to be a member, a great swordsman. Try to be a great swordsman.
Okay, a great swordsman, yeah! Woo! Okay, here we go,
Yeah.
guys. I'm a great swordsman. wait.
She's just like,
Roll.
It's bad. It's so
and
bad.
then I feel like she'd be like, no, then you're going to say I have a sword, right? And I'm going to just, yeah,
Yeah.
because you have to
Yeah.
flourish about.
Wow.
This is painful.
This is
I will
like
say-
imagine like a child does a lot better like teaching
Probably,
like
right?
than I'm like trying to show.
These guys
but-
have had no service or justice done to them for teaching, so like you are improving them.
Amazing.
You should play some improv games with them after.
You can
Yeah.
see like what you assume to be, since you're like stage whisper, you can see like what you assume to be the parents in the front row. They're like, yeah. And then they're like,
Good job, Bob.
and they're like, and scene.
Even I could that.
Yeah.
Okay, and they
If
get-
a child sees someone like in charge, she'll be like, I was a teacher. I was a stage
I
teacher.
was curious, they could really use some better support because I'm just a writer. I don't do performances, on the side. I just write in my free time. I'm actually deal with the cattle. So
Because a child has a lot of her like writing books or like teaching material probably on like in the Genie Pendant. She'll probably offer to be like, well, I have a few notes if you that I have that I could pass on that you could try to
they
interpret.
would love that, and so would I, because it's painful. It's very painful,
Of course,
I hate watching them.
but it's out of love. And if they could improve, that love would grow.
Oh my god.
It would be very conditional.
Of course.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
this little hunched over, probably medium, but still smaller than you.
Mhm.
Thanks you. Yeah, this is like an older Harrigan that's probably just been thrown this bone of a job on the side, But the actual performers come up, and you can see that these people are a little more confident. But they wear clothes at first. If you're walking by or something.
At first?
At
first.
What do you mean at first? Where do the clothes go?
When they come onto the stage, they actually put their costumes on stage, right? They put them on stage, but because there's not like a backstage really. It's a wall. They put like cloth over, right?
Yeah.
Because as you see them, you do instantly recognize, and a few of you can pick this up. Some of these members are like of the probably church clergy here, of the Archness clergy. But they put on costumes and like face paint. It's like not too great, but it's great enough to be
It's
funny
like a
and entertaining.
nativity scene. They're doing an Easter play.
Kind of, in a way, probably. As they come on stage and the performance begins, and it quickly becomes clear that some of you have seen this performance before, but it is a little different. It's done differently in the mountains here. But this is a Winter's Fall story. It tells the story of the falling of the great white evil devil dragon the mastermind of all ice, Frillmox, destroyed by great heroes using treasures of the all-powerful mages, and like they seem to put a lot of emphasis on the casters in the group, and they go into the story of how Winter's Fall began as an act to encourage the children to go out and scare off the cold as the great heroes did, and then it turned into the fact of like scaring off all the monsters that came with the snow in the Age of Ice. And they just like explain the story of Winter's Fall, how it is once a holiday of hardship where you could feast because you survived the winter, where now it's an excuse to have fun and eat your food stores after the winter because you live a little more relaxed. You're not living on the edge all the time. The winters aren't like hell like they were before, and yeah, it's just a great story. And then go into the second part. There's not like an act system, it's just another tale from a book probably. Like that's how they're setting it up, And this story tells of Velnia, the first Archmage. Velnia, the hand who brought magic to man. Velnia, the one who gave humanoid the ability to change reality. Who grabbed the spark from dragons and brought it to them. And this does come off as a nativity story. Like this is definitely religious to them in a way. And they get into it where Velnia and her troop and her sibling ventured to the great Dragon King, the great first Dragon King, Ulf Ictan Mox, they say, the gifter of the arcane. And Velnia and her sibling were granted this magic, not just because of like the dragon's wisdom, seeing the spark within them, but their ability, their natural attitude, their knowledge, their hunger, their ambition. Ambition is a powerful word. Ambition is almost like a word that a lot of you are familiar with in the Archon's faith. Ambition is like just as holy as being humble, just as holy as being righteous, Being ambitious, and in the Archon's faith, in the way they're describing it, there's a lot of emphasis in the fact that those who come after you benefit from you. Not just your lineage, but your students. Those you bring knowledge to, they improve based on your knowledge, So Velnia is a saint in the Archon's faith, the starting of the faith, and they finish her story and how she parts with her sibling, and he goes across the great sea to the other side, but she stays, founding a nation of scholars and who seek to enlighten and bring up the low and weak humanoids who've been oppressed for so long. It grants them power and magic that isn't so tied to like promises, pacts, and agreements. The idea that they sort of linger on, I guess, and like some of you who have no stock in the Archonist faith, definitely like get this feeling of like, oh, they're trying to say like all the other classes, I guess we'll say that, are like kind of like slaves to order, or like slaves to like their agents, basically. Like
wizard supremacy.
Like it has that sort of hint to it, but not like in a negative light, in a light that says this path is the better path because your ambition and your personality can come through. Like that's what they press on. Like it's your power, it's your responsibility, it's your magic. Other people are often persuaded by masters who hold them on a leash. You have to hold yourself to higher standards, So it comes off a bit prideful. But after that, there's a little bit of Astakor, but it's a bit shorter. They don't actually seem to like have too much information in the Common Era, but they go over a bit of the story of the great second mage who enlightened the second great age of magic, brought new ideas, new power, new levels of spells, all this stuff, and shared it with all the meek. And then, his passing is treated as a very solemn, sad effort. Velnia actually isn't described as dying. They sort of like literally give this idea in this play that like she left her body and became one of magic. Like she ascended beyond what was physical. So that's something. That's something.
That sure is something.
Astakor, they're like he died peacefully, but We know that our second saint rests in Arcana like the first, you know.
This is so interesting.
You guys are getting like a lot of like Archness preaching with like history that you're familiar with, but like the Archness view, especially this, which is clearly is a fundamentalist Archness secluded town. Like this is a little bit of its own sect, but clearly a fundamentalist town.
So just
Yeah.
just gotta
Yeah.
ask how is it done in Teo?
In Teo,
Specifically.
yeah, of course. In Teo, it is fair to say that a lot of these sort of faith aspects are left out in most cases, and the sort of students of Vilnia aren't seen as like disciples of a faith, or people to be worshipped. It's seen as like, yes, Vilnia was like a powerful woman who created something.
It's more like this doesn't, at least in my mind, this is not a normal Winter's Fall celebration to a Chell.
No, like you've seen a Winter's Fall play, and there are often stories of the mages because it's a magical holiday in a way, and it's attached to winter. You've seen these plays before.
I've probably been in one.
You probably
When I was a little younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But this definitely has a feel of like magic is ever present, and Velnia and as an archmage and her disciples and their spirits live on in Arcana and encourage casters to continue to help the meek, continue to enlighten and bring up the small. That's the definite, like, absolute, like, looking between the lines here. But yeah, it seems after Astacor's death, they don't have too much information, but the plague just does end there. And Kaizen, you're definitely familiar with that idea. Yeah, people definitely, wow, yeah, people clap. The crowd definitely seems at peace with it.
I wasn't really following that.
This isn't. I have a few that normal stories that are not told. I mean, I grew up with the story of the pumpkin witch, but
Definitely
okay.
name of those two.
It felt a bit odd being like
And
of another faith.
It's a much more. The town tied to his religion.
Yes, I felt that.
I was trying to follow
It's
the
just
story,
making-
but just
she's making notes of like how they did it, not like what they were saying, but like
Yeah.
what were their choices, and it's just like, I think I would have chosen like having multiple people holding like a giant like puppet dragon than just having an illusion, because you can see through that one. You could have seen through that one. When they had the Prismagik up there and all the sparkles, there wasn't very much emphasis on it. She's like going through like,
Yeah.
they could be a lot better, but just because it's a it's Arcanist faith doesn't mean it can't be glorious.
I'm gonna go like stand over there for a little bit.
Sorry. Well, one thing that definitely stuck out to you, Chell, because you'd be familiar a lot with this scene, is the fact that when they told the story of Frilmox, they believe the spirit of Velnia, her magic, because spirit and magic in largest belief, if you reach a level of wizardom, your spirit is magic. You are magic. That's what the spirit is. They believe that it was her influence which led the heroes to kill Frilmox. Like that's a very important point. Like she works through casters to save the world.
That's not how
That's not really included in Teo's stories at all, really.
And then, because I'm also thinking about like what the situation would be in Zemel, like where she grew up, which is a completely different faith.
Yeah.
Follows a completely different mindset. So she's just like, interesting. This I've never heard of this interpretation of of Velnia having this kind of influence on. I guess she's talking to you, whoever's left.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Like, have you seen stuff like this?
Out of curiosity, because I'm assuming a lot of this is really similar to how I've seen it, but is there anything that's different from what I'm used to?
Yes, it is a bit more. I said fundamentalist in a way that yes, it is. It's partially its own sect. There's a little bit of a difference, but in the Arcanist faith, it is a common belief that wizards at a certain point, if they believe the same way that Velnia believed and Astakor believed, their souls become one with magic at a certain point. Not all wizards, but yeah, that's how it works. And some of your own like level of worship still believe that like your body is left, but your soul in some way is intertwined with Arcana. And so if a wizard uses your spell, it's almost like they're like praying to you or calling back to you in the afterlife. It's a religious / like you shared your knowledge with them and you live on not just in legend, but you live on in spirit too. And to you and your family and all that, there is this sort of like, yeah, that is kind of how it works. But as far as like Velnia having an authority through magic, a spirit that continues consciously through magic, that's a bit unique. That's unique to this town.
Is it Velnia that's in your scroll?
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
That'd be so funny. That'd be so hilarious.
A lot of the stories they are telling, I'm familiar with. There's some details though that I'm not used to. Specifically, with Velnia having influence. That is something unique to hear.
Yeah, a very strong difference is you're more of an ancestor worship for mages. This is more of like deified worship of the saints specifically. You still have saints, but like they're ancestors in the sense, but a little higher in a way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's interesting, different interpretations of one stories passed on. This is a very heavy-handed one. I mean, I had different stories growing up as well, and that had nothing to do actually with the Arcanist faith. Vinter's Fall is something that is a little different where I'm from, or when I was a child and such.
And I mean, of course, stories will change, the meanings will change. It always depends where you are. We're at the middle of nowhere. We're not in Teo, we're not in Bestia. Go across the sea, it'll also be different there.
But I did think it was still kind of cute. It was cute seeing them share their passion so vigorously. Even though some of them needed to work on their projection.
Give them a little bit of slack. They're not actors. They don't have the schooling for this. That's not even their jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
I must say, a little odd with the other casters are like control. You know,
Yes, I
I
noticed
was like,
that.
oh, that feels a little interesting. But I mean, I guess faith and
I guess it's sort of like not everyone makes pacts for good reason. So I guess that's one thing. I'm not bothered by it because I made mine for I think a good reason. So I couldn't speak, and now I have a voice. So that's worth it for me.
Yes, I just didn't know there were places that felt like that. I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
And there's a lot of here it's a very heavy-handed, but in Theo, it's a lot of subtlety. They sneak it in there, just in the backgrounds. Not as much as Vestia proper, but in Theo there's a little bit, mostly towards sorcerers though. It's warlocks are bards are the druids. I'll talk about those freeloaders, right? But
I mean,
no one likes a druid.
generally though, there's still a little bit of...
They always change shape. Can't trust them.
I can say I've met a whole lot of druids, so I wouldn't really.
I mean, generally.
Oh, really? Was it?
It was.
Indigo, you can start.
We went over the rules before we started recording. Golden rule number 1: you can't do it on camera. No one will feel bad for you. Viewers will feel bad if you cough, if you sneeze, if you need to leave to go to the bathroom. But that is like the one thing.
No. There's no
I know it was
pity
the
for
mushroom.
someone who farts. It's a crime. It is not a victimless one.
No farts. No farts.
Hello, police.
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you report a crime?
Is it just me or does anyone smell rust?
Oh my god.
Indigo's rusting from the inside out.
I'm gonna break this phone, guys. I swear to God. Alright, so.
Alright.
Now that we've reverted to 12-year-old boys.
Alright, going back.
Going back.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Religion.
Religion. Oh.
We were talking about religious prejudice.
And about the different casters. Well, generally, it's at least a lot of that goes back to history. Like for sorcerers, since we're in a very dragon-heavy area,
Yeah,
there is a lot
casters.
more draconic sorcerers than any other kind. And of course, with the
I think
draconic
magic
purge
is,
only
I think
30, 40 years ago, there's a lot more purges to sorcerers because the majority of them are draconic. It's a medicines. Warlocks are, of course, the most common kind of caster you'll find. Wizards are also very common over here.
That's true.
It's just kind of what you typically see around here, in the history around it.
We don't talk about 100 years ago, though.
That's.
We don't talk about that.
You do not.
But
Okay.
You know, I've only ever met one sorcerer in my, I think, my whole life. Like a true sorcerer. My friend Klaus. We called him Claw. He did all the pyrotechnics in the theater for a while. He's the one I think I told you about one time that I haven't heard from. I hear from him sometimes. Sometimes he sends me a sending. Once every blue moon now. There was once he sent me that did. I had to like send him money to get him out of prison one time. I don't mind. He's saved my skin more than once. But he used his powers like to do the chi, sparkling lights. But sometimes that magic would not work as intended. And there was one time that the gravity in the theater switched, and guess who had to clean all that up? All of us together.
So
Because the chandelier broke. And we were like, Cla, what happened? He was like, well, I don't know what was going on. It just kind of happened. And we were all like, God, you need to get that checked out. I swear.
wait, so
He calls himself a wild magic.
did it hit also people in the audience as well? Did
Oh,
it?
this was during a practice, so it was
during
all
practice.
Okay, I was gonna,
Yeah,
so
no,
I
it's
was,
not the audience.
I was
Live
wondering
on stage.
I was wondering if the audience would throw down for that.
No.
Okay,
So
Liability.
because I guess the opposite of help.
He said he sends to you often?
No, I'm one of the people that he sends to often, not that he sends often. Like, I am on his list of people that he calls up and just says things.
So that's
I guess to keep us all on our toes. Last time I heard of him, he's living in a barrel in Paradun or something. I think he started a life insurance business. I don't know what that is, but he's off doing something.
Just a bear?
He's
It's a big girl.
a bear. I don't know. I don't know. He just came out and was like, Ichel, I have a business proposition. Paradun, life insurance. Talk later, maybe. And then a few months later, I had to send him some gold. I think it would be prison. I don't know. So the timeline is mixed up. Tieflings live such unique lives. I think it's in their blood.
I think so. I don't really know much about Paradun, but it checks out what I've heard at least. Because I don't know, it's a city of, what are they called, pancakes? And a city of Ponzi schemes.
Oh, you're so right.
Pancakes. What are pancakes?
They're things I never had one, I just heard of them. They're flats,
They are
doughy,
they are cakes made in the pans.
yes, and they're flats.
Pancakes. Yes, they're
I don't even know what a
flat.
cake is. I don't
You
think
know
so.
what a cake is, but I don't think you know what the right kind of cake is.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
But
On
okay.
his cakes.
But yeah, I've known this man for, I knew him for about 7 years before he just. I'm not sure why he left. He just kind of left one day. He left a note to me, and then our other friends, Felix and Catalina. Catalina was my security guard at the time, but we all just got letters saying, "Oh, goodbye."
Do you know when he disappeared?
The IRS.
wait, when? Why?
When?
When? What year is it? How old am I?
Me too, man.
32.
Me too.
It's was it around the time when you left the stage, or?
No, I was still on stage. I was, 27, 26. So a few years before I left. But yes, you have any comment?
I was just seeing if it was around the same time you left. Because if he left without warning, I was thinking he might have gotten a note, but no, it's not related.
Yeah, no, that is unrelated. I swear that, man.
Did you smell the oregano?
Wait.
How old are you?
Don't
In
ask.
character, out of character.
Yeah, in character. Ron asked in character. In
I'm
character.
32 years old.
Okay, you're not that young. Not that much younger than Auntie. Okay.
You're not that young.
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
The boys are getting beat tonight.
Bron has no social manners.
You're not getting to stay in the tiny hut.
Wait, are you still like it shaped into like?
A harrigan.
Oh no, he
Okay.
It only lasts an hour.
I was about to
We've been
say
playing
that-
with kids for an
I
hour.
would say that would have saved you.
You know.
Oh, Bron.
What?
One day Karma will find you. And she is not a kind mistress.
Some kids run by real quick, or them with costumes and spooky masks, and just go, excuse me, and they come running by. Make a dex save check.
Really, like barrels past after them or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 20.
Rosalie comes by, and a second there, all these children run by, and all this blur, and as you get like pushed to the side, there's this point where like your stomach kind of like turned, and you look behind you, you almost fell into the river, and you're like, oh, whew. You saw that all happen.
Hey, I have repelling blast.
Fine.
You have
You.
Rolled a hit.
Oh,
I still
boy.
have that.
Eldritch blast him in the middle of the town.
There's magic on the
Well, you get 2 attacks. With Eldritch Blast.
you're right, you roll 5.
I don't think 14 hits though.
No, it doesn't. 16 is my armor.
Choo choo.
Are you wearing your armor right now?
We probably haven't taken
I think I
it off.
would, because well, granted, mine's
we
a doff.
haven't.
Mine's a doff. Mine's an easy to take off one, but
No, I just imagine it goes into the river.
it would hit if it's
Yeah.
off.
Imagine like he like turns around,
Yeah,
like
just
as he's
you
about
had
to, he
it
takes a
on while you were
breath,
playing
and then
kids.
both Eldritch blasts
To
just
give
go
him a
right
chance,
past
yes.
his face into the
Because
water.
that's disadvantage on stealth, and I would have been stealthing around.
And
all
it's
that.
just like
That way the unarmored rabbit folk
Brawn.
that's jiggling. Sorry.
just Bron.
Yeah.
The Eldritch blasts go right past your face into the water.
I was just saying, Auntie's 36, so I was just like seeing that age.
She's only 36.
Yeah, she's only 30. Yeah, she's.
I'm not
36.
actually there. That was Haven.
Yeah.
Imagine if she was younger than a child.
I was just wondering. I'm sorry. Is that
You're
It's
not
a
from the
subject.
city, or
What?
Make sure to not ask that question so bluntly to a lady.
Can I ask why? Other than that. You put to the 2 reveling parts.
it's an unspoken word. Do not ask a woman her age.
It just is.
That's multiple words though.
Didn't Auntie get upset when we brought that up to her?
Yes, but I believe that. I thought that was just a hag thing.
Why would it just be a hag thing?
Because
I mean, Auntie did say he had no manners, so what do we
is
expect?
true.
let's be real here. I live with so many fey creatures. There's so many rules for each and every single fey creature. You don't get all of them right the first time.
You calling her a fey creature?
Oh, I see. It's because she's a woman, right?
Yeah.
All women
All
are
women are
fey.
fake.
All women are fish.
All women are fish.
But as you guys are talking, you can start to see a lot of the town start to quiet and cool down. You know, it's getting to that point where it's like, okay, now it's too late to actually stay up.
Mhm.
Kids are finishing a tradition that you all are somewhat familiar with, where they go into people's houses, they offer them treats, and they go in throughout the house, scaring out the cold, and then come back out like a little like reverse haunted house almost. They give them treats and then they go off. But the kids are starting to retire, starting to get actually tired, and people are starting to calm down. And eventually a bell rings, a low tone of boom, 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 rings out through the town, and a lot of the folk start to gather things. It seems like they're heading up the hill. Yeah.
Before everything closes,
Yeah.
is there like a place to get like not a convenience store, like a general store? it's open or no?
There,
Is that something
there's
in
like
the
a
morning?
there probably something in the morning. Everyone's probably
Okay.
closed right now. Yeah, because
I'll
it's
make note of it in the
festivities. Yeah.
I think Braun would sleep outside.
Okay.
Good riddance. Sorry.
What?
Go on for
What
it.
happened to the battery?
Oh.
Was the battery still?
I
Oh, what?
tried
When
calling.
did that happen?
What's
A plastic doubloon.
No, you need money.
Gold balloon.
That's been there for a couple months.
You need money to pay
Did
your
you put it in
bills.
there?
Yeah. Wait, how'd you?
What?
You just light it up.
Why?
You just slide it?
Yeah.
So what's the long it would take? Nope.
That's a hell
Not
of a-
here.
Hell of a
Long
time for that to.
I'm gonna have it on stream, to be honest.
Long
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did that back
Right
when
at the break, I'm guessing.
So I like walked off, and I want to talk to Erin in my head because she's still hanging out there. So I'm just gonna open the door.
I think they're back in episode 7.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez, that is a really long con.
Yeah,
Oh
for
my
real.
god.
As this conversation's going on, as everyone's starting to settle down, Indigo, while everyone's still going through their festivities and having their time to themselves, you step aside and you open your mind to a conversation with this lost soul, rushing out into the space in front of you, forming into a form that's not recognizable, but strangely familiar. A person apparates in front of you. Okay. That is not the right page. There we go. Okay. This
colors?
was the Avenger, right? No.
Yeah,
The Avenger, Aaron Horn. You see this figure loom out and glow like an apparating ghost in front of you. It's unclear if anyone else could see this, but you do. A gnome, smallish gnome, very light, very thin. Almost looks like the wind could take. Honestly, could just like whoosh, take them into the air. But a story comes to your mind, a feeling of regret, a feeling of anger and revenge comes to your mind. A story of a gnome who lost their family, destroyed in a fire in the war, at the start of the pillage and the chaos of the machine war. Someone who was wronged many, many times in their life, and finally it pushed them over the edge. They were just a face in a crowd before the story comes, but they became more of a hunter and an avenger, a dangerous weapon that looks like anyone else until it's too late. As the Avenger Aaron Horn, the one who comes from nowhere and leaves nothing, apparates in front of you. This smallish little gnomish figure. They're dressed more androgynously, but they have this long cloak, but it's very short for them, obviously. But it's a long cloak that sort of like billows like a cape behind them, and soft features, but thin face, just softer cheeks. You know, a little more like compressed. They seem to have eyes. That's the only unique part of them. I'm like, they look so much like anyone you would see in a crowd. That's the thing. Like, look completely average, but the eyes, the way they look at you. There's a familiarity, a bit of shock, this intensity that you have never seen in someone's eyes before.
Hi.
Hello. That's where we'll go to break. We'll come back with that conversation and see what happens with this little ghost and see what the party gets up to as winter's fall, the first day comes to an end. But welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the break. Hello. Okay, so where we left off, Indigo was talking to dead people, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah.
Like usual.
Yes, you know, sometimes it happens. Let's see. Oh yes, you were talking to the Avenger, Aaron Horn, as you activated one of your songs and discovered the spirit attached to it. Aaron Horn, that face that could hide in a crowd, but when they see you from their spectral ghost form, their eyes alight. They seem to have a fire in them that you haven't seen anywhere else before.
Malicious or
It's hard to tell. It's just the energy alone. This is a dead spirit,
Yeah.
but like, there's like so much coming from just the gaze and just the surprise. So, you're not dead.
you could say that.
I know I'm dead, but
Yeah.
what do you mean I could say that?
It's complicated.
This gnomish ghost is looking at you like, what the fuck? I still do not understand. I feel... No, I definitely feel you're different. You're not the Asha Luna Weaver I remember. Who are you?
Well, I call myself Indigo. I'm like a reconstruction of Asha,
Oh,
you might put it.
oh, reconstruction.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Necromantic
Eh,
zombie?
eh,
What do you mean,
I don't know.
Are you made from a corpse?
No?
So you have Asha's body?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I didn't make
this
myself,
is funny.
okay?
You've given me so little.
Somebody else made me.
Like parents?
No?
Like that's what I would normally assume.
I
but-
wasn't, like,
You weren't born?
no.
Okay. So
You suck.
you were neither resurrected nor born, but
It was more like I was grown.
I'm already thrown off.
Plant?
Well,
So how are you doing?
you know who I am.
A little bit.
Your call, that song, I haven't heard it since before I died.
I've never
It
heard
was
it before.
connected. What?
And continue.
I was connected to it. And I heard a call, and I came and approached. I felt her, Asha, but I seem to have found someone that just looks like her. That is a bit disappointing,
Mm.
but I'm
do you
more
know-
curious than disappointed.
So,
Do I know what?
just
I know a lot of things.
where Asha is, like, did you see her die or did you die first?
I fell in Agengresh. I saw her from a distance burn. I think that was the end of her, quite clearly, as the celestial warrior machine abomination that was created by the Metallurgic Collective was exceptionally good at ending lives very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, pretty sure I saw her die.
So you haven't seen her since then?
There wasn't much left of many people, so no.
Okay. You know, I'm just like, you know, just surveyed all the people that needs to know her. I don't.
There are others you have called.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, there's Mace, Elena, and Otto. Those are the only ones I've
You are calling
Good so
everyone
far.
from the Ashbourne.
apparently.
Are they all dead?
Yeah.
How long has it been?
What does that say?
Queen of being vague.
Oh yeah. Give nothing, take everything.
Dance around the subject constantly.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
60 years?
I see. So all of the Ashbourne have been killed. At least part of our mission was complete. There's a solemn sadness, and the face goes like flat like a mask. Like just another humanoid in the crowd. Still and emotionless. They just think for a moment. Then look back to you, their eyes losing that fire from before. Tell me, Indigo. You've called me here to aid you. Do you still need the aid?
Oh no, that was more of a precaution. It turned out okay.
I see.
But I thought since I, you know, already bothered you
Well, you
from
speak.
coming here.
You play her music. You look like her. But you don't speak with her voice. So I guess that's enough to just call me anytime. But I ask that you don't abuse this power.
Do you not like her voice?
No. That's not what I meant to say. I meant you don't sound like her.
Right.
And that'd be the one thing I want to hear more than anything right now. And The fact that I can look at you and not hear her voice means that you are, unfairly, it feels like I'm being robbed. She was a very good friend. Not everyone fucks, okay?
I don't know, man. It's
I like the
just
fact that you and me were both like doing the things.
Yeah.
I think they have.
I didn't even know.
I think you've got something on your mind. But, hey, you can ask your dead people if they talk. Okay? You know?
Right.
It's 80-year-old gossip.
Sorry.
It is no matter. Do you have any other requests of me, or may I be released?
Well, where are you hanging out now?
I am somewhere where there is neither night nor day, where the light is gray and dusk is eternal. I don't know where it is or what it is. I just know that it's neither good nor bad, and I am not too pleased by it.
Alright.
Is there anything else you need of me, or may I go?
Yeah, I guess you can go. I just wanted to meet you.
She fainted.
They sort of like drift up into the air, and as they begin to disappear into flecks of just like mist. Keep in mind, not all spirits you summon might be friends. Not all her songs were for the party. As they just disappear.
Oh.
You summoned a
Lovers
dragon
to
with tail of the
enemies.
dragon.
You play a little song, you summon Tesher bells.
That would be great.
We
Hello.
never
Who are
powers
you?
of her.
I don't care. Bring me back to life.
Again.
we can't do it. We can't do that again.
Yeah.
We can't bring back the evil witch queen
No,
again.
Sorry, we can't do that. Brenda, or whatever her name is. I'm forgetting the.
Vela?
Vela, thank you. Vela, though,
Oh,
we bring her back instead.
We don't have to bring Tesher back to life, you just bring her back to unlife.
Okay.
Alright, well, congratulations to the go.
As you're
That
thinking about
sucks.
this and just holding that information close, considering it, all of a sudden you hear, as from behind you a breath of hot air blows from over your shoulder, and you see this massive, I'm talking about a larger than normal cow, like this is like borderline huge creature, white, fluffy haired, long haired Highland cow, but it's a large cow. Like this is a dire cow, if anything.
Dire
Large
cow.
and white, lengthy hair, and you see that there's a couple of them out here in this grassy area, and you think this is like what the Harrigan Ranch. You know, they take care of these cattle, these massive, dire, long-haired cow. But this big one is just.
How do these little rabbit people take care of these? Oh my gosh. You smell bad. Alright. I'll go now. Excuse me.
Carry on my
Like,
wayward
follows
Oh
you.
my
Starts following you.
Get her looking grass.
The other ones start following too.
Oh my god.
You were their leader. You have been
Indigo,
accepted.
the Highland leader.
I'll walk a little faster.
They look directly at her like
Yeah,
a
they're looking at
predator.
me like predators.
they can't do that. Their eyes on their side. Yeah. So it's like side cow eye,
Side eye.
Side eye
Cow
on you.
side eye.
cow side eye.
Just.
They want attention.
Yeah, I'm walking a little faster.
As you move away quickly, the herd seems to try to catch you. But
Playing tag with
two
cows.
Harrigan
wanna play
bound out towards you. And they come out. One has this long crook, like a shepherd's crook, but it's really long and really big. And they come out.
Oh, it's your best not to run. They seem to think you're going to feed them and give them scratches. Just stand there.
One of the other ones comes over.
Yes, they are. They enjoy the good scratch, and they seem to be attracted to your smell or something. I don't know. What do you have on you?
Not much.
Maybe just a random circumstance. They seem to attach to random people every now and then. So, don't worry. They're harmless unless you instigate something, and then they'll crush you to death. But it's okay. If you're quick enough and you can jump high enough, then no problem.
Yeah, I can't jump that high.
I suppose not with those legs.
Sorry, I'm thinking about Indigo like detaching her legs and having like the cartoony springs because she's a robot. Boing.
Go Gadget, Indigo Spring legs.
Oh my
Go
god.
get.
Enjoy your night. Enjoy the festivities.
Yeah, you two. Can I just walk away now?
Oh, that should be good. As one of them is like patting them, the other one is like has these like dried out like fibrous pellets, you know, that they're just sort of like putting in the grass, tossing them around.
I scurry away.
You know,
They
I
seem to
think,
be not connected to you.
I think I know why they were swallowed Indigo. She's a little salty sometimes.
Salty.
That's what I whispered to Stuart.
Oh my god.
Oh damn.
Anyway, I go try to find everybody.
Ron's sleeping outside.
Does anyone like to do anything else before the festivities are start coming to a close?
Honestly, Ron would just take a better look at the whole village in general.
You could get a mental map of it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm good for tonight.
Okay.
Good.
The
I'm gonna,
villagers. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to look in my pack and get some like leftover chilies or whatever I have and just like munch on them in the spirit of the holidays.
Yeah. A little sense of home comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the town starts shutting down the festival, at least on this first night, but where the children start going to bed, a lot of the adults start heading up the hill to this temple. Walking by, Fulquin actually will come across the majority of you and say, the town is going to conduct a bit of a ceremonial festivity, but
You're not obligated to participate, but
I believe, looks towards you, I believe
between your Ice Hall familiar symbol, you're welcome to participate if you want, but if you're a guest in this town, you're not obligated to do anything. But I suppose if you wanted to see the inside, now's as good a time as any.
as he sort of leads the way with a lot of the other folk up the hill to their temple. Yeah.
It's still.
It's still night.
Okay.
It's still night. This seems like they're doing it like in the like the sun hasn't risen yet, but when they end, the sun would be either just rising or rising, and it's an all-night event for them, and they just sleep during the day, basically.
This does sound a little random, but is there like on like the outskirts of like the town, is there any like just hill that kind of overlooks the valley or anything? Like the valley?
Yes, there is.
As everybody's kind of splitting up and stuff like that, Rosalie's just kind of wander over there and sit down for a little bit.
Okay. You go a couple 100 feet outside the town until it's more grassy, wide area where the town isn't really built at all. And some of the hills get a little higher, and you find a nice spot where there's some boulders and just piles of grass, and you can just see the lights of the town and the folk with torches and lanterns going up the hill.
Okay, she's just gonna have Ori with her and kind of just playing with Ori and just taking a moment.
Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, the clouds tonight are gone. Like, this is like 3 a.m. and the stars are all out. All out. It's not like a full moon or anything, but like it's a pretty night, especially this high in the mountains. Would anyone like to do anything else?
I'll be going to the temple.
Okay. Any snooping or exploring, or just gonna chill and hang back?
Looking at the town and looking at the horizon, that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Do we need to ask like what storage room we get?
If you do ask, they would point you out. This could happen during the festivities or at any point, but they would have pointed you to the side. It's kind of outside the town, but still part of the town, more or less. It's
Yeah.
near the townhouse or the town hall, so it's not too far from anything. But yeah.
Hey.
At some point, I would have looked into like if there's a window or like an opening into like a general store or whatever to see if they have cigarettes.
Fair. There is a little house.
She's a little desperate.
Fair. The buildings here are all made out of like thin planks of wood and old like deep gray stone boulder rock, and then grass is sort of grown over them, so the roofs are all covered in grass and like stuff like that. But there's some of them that have like 2 stories, and you pass by one that has a sort of display outside that looks like it's showing off tools and items, like a general store. No signs though, and you can peek in, and you can see that the bottom floor is like a shop, like a store. And they probably would have that, yeah. So, as you follow the rest of the town up the hill, and as you go out to the other side of the hill, cutting to you, Rosalie, the night is beautiful. It's cold. Like, we're talking like high 30s, like maybe low 40s, you know? It is spring for them, but this high up, and maybe just like right now, it's still a little cold. So like you can see your breath every once in a while in the moonlight and the starlight. You swear at one point you see a shooting star go by.
No, she can't.
Oh yeah. You swear at one point Ori's like, oh. Oh, I wish you could see that.
That was so pretty.
That's so pretty. Sorry.
No, but
Yeah.
she's just kind of just feeling the wind, feeling the smell of the grass, the fresh air.
You can definitely see the glow of the town, obviously, yeah. But yeah.
And she's just thinking back to how she misses her brothers. And how this was the first time she's been in a mountain in a very long time. And been in an area that really made her think of her home.
Absolutely. This little grassy town, sort of out of the way, definitely has that vibe. Though it's different culture, different people, all those memories come back to you. And as you're on this hill, about 800, 500 feet away from the town's edge, you can just hear the sounds like whispers of people talking. Something else picks up in your ear. Shuffling of little feet, little grass animals, little rodents, something in the night, just moving on by, squeaking. Every once in a while you'll hear little squeaks and pitter-patter, or he kind of looks around, but decides not to pursue, as it seems like Ori's getting pretty tired. But they're little field rodents, not like mice, but more like lemmings, like little hamster things, you know. They're just like going through the grass. But there's a bit of movement that doesn't sound like them. No. It's like the wind blows one way, but this goes the other way. A sense. No, not a sound, a sense. A tug. Something in the presence of this field. Something in your magical soul, in the way you cast magic. It feels like you can feel a spell, or you can feel enchantment, something strong, or just the lingering scent of something that was once there. It pulls behind you down a path of grass and out of the way of the town, not too far. Something's there. Do you pursue this feeling?
Does it feel familiar?
There's a slight familiarity to it, but a strong curiosity. Like it doesn't feel dangerous, doesn't feel good, but there's a slight familiarity to it.
She follows it. She'll get up and cautiously start walking that way.
And we never saw Rosalie again.
She walked into the woods and the mist took her. You go down the other side of this hill. As you get closer and closer, the cold breeze continues to blow over your shoulder. Your hair just blows in front of your face. For a second, you have to push your hair aside and push it back again, tighten it up a little bit. And that sense comes a little stronger. And you hear voices. First, you think it's the town echoing off the mountainside. No, they don't speak the same language. And these voices aren't really here. They were here. As you hear just the edges of your mind and ears pick up the words, but don't incorporate them into any language you know. A presence, a feeling stronger, grows stronger as you are a little closer. And Ori gives you this sense, this feeling that there is a rock ahead of you, a massive chunk of mountain, a massive boulder that looks like it fell off the mountainside centuries ago, and the moss and green grass has grown over it. Shadows loom heavily on this side of the valley, and the grass and lichen grows thicker here. But that voice, that sound, that conversation continues. Once again, not fear, not joy in hearing this, but a familiarity, a presence, of strength, of the feeling you get maybe. Yeah, I know it's starting to come to you. The feeling you get whenever the strong mages walk near you. That sense of not rivalry, but a goal to overcome. And you feel that through magic. It's like it's invoking that emotion in you. There's a magical presence, not that far. Yeah. Do you go further?
Yeah, she like reaches her hand out as she continues to walk.
As you reach your hand out, you go a little further. The voice is. Eventually they go quiet. There's a cold presence on the palm of your hand. You're touching the edge of the boulder. You hear. The words don't make sense. But they're directed at you. Like anyone talking to you, you know they're talking to you. They're directed at you from this cold stone. Not threatening. Rosalie, what is your... What do you think? What do you think Rosalie is really driven by in magic in this case? Like, what is it? The curiosity of the unknown? Is it purely the power of getting stronger? Is it the ability to make your own power, your own creation? Like, what lingers in your mind when you think of that's the mage, that's the power of a mage?
I would say curiosity and also the want to protect the people she loves.
Okay. So you feel this presence, touch this cold stone. The voice speaks once more. Power, protection.
The Bluetooth speaker dying.
You sense that somewhere out there. What is that?
You hear a jingle in your
You
head.
connect to Bluetooth. Wow.
Hey guys, I found this black tube.
No. I will say, it would be funny if this Rosalie just gains the power of Bluetooth. You touch the stone, that voice speaks out, it says power. Continues on. Might. That's what I sense here. I sense wisdom. I sense strength. I sense friendship. Company. I sense unbridled capabilities. I sense uncolored potential. A world free of a cage. I sense a home. I feel it. These voices, different voices, they're speaking, not to you, to this stone. I feel you. I sense you. They all say, who are you? What do you do?
Rosalie.
Rosalie. What do you sense?
Something that intrigues me. Something I do not understand. Something I wish to understand.
Nothing speaks. The stone, it's so smooth, so cold. There's a little warmth inside it. As you pull back, your hand doesn't come from it. As you pull again, your hand does not move. It does not shift. Your fingers, all digits, like as if you're one with the stone.
Could you push further in?
You push further in and you feel like it gives a little bit.
Oh goddamn.
Yeah, just fuse with the rock.
One with the stone.
And we never saw Rosalie again.
But your hand goes in, but it stops. Only about what you feel like is like inches in. There's something there. A presence, an object, something. You feel it. It's smooth. It's It's thin. It's cylindrical. It's an object, an item.
We were all thinking it, Ryan. You didn't have to say it out loud.
Yes. You feel it there.
Do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
Okay, back to the series.
Another voice, a different voice speaks up. I feel it too. What is it? What is it? What is this? Is it mine? Can I take it? These voices, different people, all thinking the same thing. Do you take it?
Am I allowed to take this?
Is it okay? Will I get in trouble? Who will I wrong by doing this? Would my teacher be okay if I grabbed it? It's not talking to you. These are people with the same ideas, same thoughts. No one has an answer for you. They just have the same questions.
Is she able to pull back out, or is it still she's stuck in there?
You're touching the object, but you feel like there is a bit of a give in the back and behind. You feel like you could pull it out. You feel like you could just leave it there. Is it worth it? What is it? Is it powerful? Is it strong? Is it going to stop them? You know.
Yeah,
all these
she's
voices.
bouncing between,
Yeah.
is this a test? Am I supposed to take it? Or is this a test that I'm not supposed to take?
Firmly grasp it.
No. You must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
She speaks once more, and keeping her hand there for a moment. I will not take something that is not explicitly given to me. I do not believe in stealing that of what belongs to others. And pull her hand out.
Pull your hand free. Comes out. No voices. Nothing. You're alone. Wait, no, you're not.
Oh, so this is where you wandered off to? Traveler?
You hear this very low, small, elderly voice.
I was wondering if one of your folk would come all the way out here to the edge of the town.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, yes, dear. We all do. But it's different to everyone. Some say it's a chunk of a world that never was. Some say it's a stone that the Archmage left here as a test. Some say it's a old chunk of rock that just has an illusion on it. Some of the townsfolk have dared to reach in. Few are ever asked to. You can count yourself a member of that rare few, I suppose. I wonder if your other companions would have the same chance.
Has anybody taken what's inside of it?
Well, it depends. Depends on if you consider the person who takes it the same person that first found it. There are stories that tell of people being gifted objects of legend from a rock like this. But they're not the same person when they take it out. Or maybe they go mad, who knows? It has been many, many generations, at least in my time, since someone was confirmed to have reached in and taken out its treasure. What made you not take it?
I don't believe in taking what is not gifted to me. I don't want to steal from those who have passed And I also don't want to take things that do not belong to me. And never have.
Absolutely. You see, a lot of people think different things about this rock, like I said, but I didn't tell you what I think about it. See, I think this stone is, well, a crypt, a coffin. I think it's what's left of a someone who had a lot of power. But, things maybe went wrong. It's unlike any piece of rock out there. These voices that talk to you, all of them have been asked the same questions. All of them have at least thought of the same questions. It's best to leave these stones to rest, probably.
I was curious if the voices inside of it. A thought that occurred to me was that it was a test, and that if you took it, you would be pulled in.
Perhaps.
And that is part of the reason I did not want to risk it.
Perhaps it's just, a piece of treasure you could take and sell on a market. You never know, right?
That's true.
Hmm.
If I found no use to it, though, for myself, I would just put it back. But I don't want to even try.
Fair. I caution you, though. It's hard to put things back in the box once they come back out. You should be careful with objects like these, what I believe at least to be long dead wizards, or calcified tombs, or whatever this is, or maybe just a boulder rock. Because you seem like one who probably, well, what's the best way to put it? Is out for herself. And such ambition can be a bit too tempting. But that's just foolish old wisdom. Don't mind me, I'm just probably insane.
No, you speak the truth, but in terms of fighting and gaining for yourself. But I am not trying to gain things just for myself. I want to gain power and wisdom and the ability to make change for others, not for myself. And I could care less if I have all the fame and the fortune in the world. I just want to protect the ones that I care about and protect the ones who are like me.
Well, practice what you preach, right?
Yes.
Well, you can't say that yet.
Damn.
I don't believe you have any idea on just what you're doing yet. As it seems to me, yes, quite clearly, you have either fooled yourself or... No, that's definitely true. You have fooled yourself, dear.
Who is this man?
Think carefully. Think carefully about those you speak with.
Get a load of this guy.
Like me, you can't trust me necessarily, but can you really trust those voices that whisper in your ear? Those maddening voices that seem to loom in the shadows and lean over you and speak with you and call you to rise above the rest. Because you seem to be one who has a love for your community and who is willing to sacrifice it all for those you love.
What? Who is this man?
Are you the... I don't think that you are who you say you are. Are you the man in the woods? Have you somehow managed to possess this rabbit?
Man in the woods? There's no woods here. These are grassy hills.
You did not confirm what I was saying, though.
I can see I have confused you.
I'm wanting to know how you know all of this, how you presume all of these things about me. You seem like you've seen more than what you have seen, because you've only talked to us slightly. I have barely talked to you or around my friends.
I'm quite old, I have a lot of wisdom to share. Quite old, yes, indeed. You can't see my wrinkles, but I'm very old.
Yes, but all that you've seen of me is that I was playing with children and that I was around my friends. And I barely spoke whenever you were around.
Is this somebody that was around? Does she recognize this person?
Doesn't recognize their voice. Or he doesn't seem to be getting any sort of detail that they pick up. Or he hasn't seen any Harrigan, to be fair. Do me a favor. I want you to just think for a moment. If this old fool is giving you wisdom, then maybe you should heed it. Maybe you should care about it, but maybe you shouldn't. I guess it's up to you, right?
Oh, I'm planning on taking it. I just want to know how you were presuming all of this about me.
Roll persuasion from me, Rosalie.
Angie.
Angie.
Yeah.
I love that like halfway through that conversation, it was like, you're so done with this conversation.
I mean, yeah, she is. Because she's suspicious as fuck about this.
Yeah, like, is this somebody that
What the
was
hell?
even in the
The
village?
recording of the music stopped.
Oh,
What
no.
the fuck?
Oh, it's probably because it turned off.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right. Okay. Well, starting new stuff now.
you said what?
Just go with it.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
That is a 7.
You're like detect magic or something.
Yeah, actually, she'll do detect magic. I've been thinking about that for a while. I just didn't want to do it and scare them off. But yeah, no, she'll do detect magic.
Okay, with a 7, your words seem to be coming a little bit more from your emotion, probably not picking up those key points where you could persuade someone on. But I guess if you go through the process of casting detect magic, you don't detect magic from this figure or this voice talking to you. The stone behind you, there is this magic presence in the rock. Yes. It's best to leave you be. I'll go now. You enjoy the rest of your night. Farewell, Rosalie.
How do you know your name?
I'm sorry, you want to say something?
How do you know my name?
Oh, right, you said it the rock. Never mind.
Well, I don't know, I guess.
But, sir?
You learn names by hearing stories. Sometimes legends. Sometimes you'll read about them.
Is it time traveler or something?
This man heard her talking to the rock and was like, I'm gonna fuck with this baby.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't loud when she
Yeah.
was talking to the rock, and I know, like, yeah, it's a rabbit, but still.
Yeah. Tell you what. I was told that you were someone who was capable. And I've seen now that you're capable of doing a lot, but I'm confident that you're going to set your own fire, and everything you love will burn in it. Because you, you do not yet understand just what you're learning out there in the world.
Who told you about me?
For a second, you think you're alone. You don't think there's a voice anymore. This person's gone, walked away, left. No one has to tell me to know who you are. I know exactly who you are. And you're walking right down the path that they want you to walk down. Be smarter. Don't be so fucking stupid.
So it was you.
No voice.
Because that's not the angel.
You don't hear anything. You don't feel anything.
Well, no, I'm saying it doesn't sound like him, right?
No. No, it doesn't sound like that angel, no. I will say, though, there's no response.
If you wanted to guide me, you could just speak to me. I have been trying to get in contact with you. I would like to. I would like to know why you are following me. And clearly now, you are able to influence. I'm not an idiot.
No voice. No conversation. You're alone, you think?
Just stomp away.
Trot away.
I'm assuming that you are the reason I have Ori with me, and I would like to be able to know more, ask questions. Maybe you can point me down the right path if you're so scared about me going down the wrong path. You know, being secretive is not the best way to go about that.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who is psychotic episode. I'm kidding.
It shouts. Just like walks up the hill.
Well, Braun is the one walking around the city right now, so.
Prismagik.
She's outside.
There's no
Also
voice.
outskirts as well.
No.
There's no response.
Eterna's
You think
not-
you've been left
Eterna's just
alone?
here.
Yet.
You have no idea how much it makes me want to just do the opposite of what you say just to spite you. Will make my own path. I will find a way to protect all that I care about. I will not follow the path that either of you set for me. Why would I when none of you protected me when I was little anyways?
Still alone? You're just angry on a hill?
Anki on the hill.
No, she's sitting next to the stone. She hasn't moved from the stone. She's just sitting there being like tapping her like hoof angrily, just fuming at the moment. You know, if you're so keen on guiding me and helping me and making sure I don't go down the wrong path, maybe you should try talking to me. Because apparently the one who's a bad guy is the one who's actually talking to me. Which, you know, communication is kind of important. No? Okay, fine. Be that way. And she'll walk up the hill and go back to where she was before all of this started and sit back down.
As you move away, your hoof touches something on the ground. You're alone. There's an object, small. Feels like a little piece of stone, something like that. And Ori sends this message of a ring of stone, just like a bangle, almost.
She picks it up.
About the size to fit your hand through on your wrist, but this stone, it's very smooth. You can feel that it's a little glossy, almost like, like smooth marble.
Like, kind of hold it.
You can feel it a little closer now as you grab it in your hand. There's etching along the edges. All along it, actually. Yeah, no, you didn't notice it on the first touch, but it's very smooth, but now there's, with you feeling it, there's indentations, scratch marks, and lines all over it. It's tax speak, or at least something like that. And it's wrapped all around this bangle. So finely done, that's so small, but you could just make out barely enough with your practice and understanding of it. There's words written on this piece of stone.
What does it say?
There's a lot of words written on this piece of stone.
What does it say?
Okay, how about this?
I'll send you a paragraph.
As you feel at the edges, and you begin to just come to one part of it. There's probably a beginning and an end to it, or who knows.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sentence that comes to you. Power is earned and gained through challenges, but it's improved and strengthened by those you work with around you. And just goes on talking about the importance of a challenge, rising with those around you. There's like this community sense to this. It's not like it's not like an inspiration like pamphlet or anything or like that. Or, it's not like a prayer like written all along it. There is wisdom to be had, and there is like a bit of a poetic narrative to the way the words are written. probably take a little more time to get into depth. But yeah, there's something here.
When she sits back down then on the hill, she'll try reading into it more and figuring it out. And honestly, she's going to try to use identify on it, and we'll take the time to try to identify it.
Okay, it'll take you a while to sort of figure everything out, and we'll go over that in some time, but I'll tell you this. It is not magical. It's just a piece of art.
You know, it's funny. I thought it was gonna be like a bangle of like sending so he could talk to you, and you were just like angrily yelling for nothing. You just
He's like, the
couldn't see
phone
the-
is right there.
Yeah.
You know,
The
like, here's the
phone.
phone. And you're like, could you just call me? Like, right now?
You never call me, and it's like phone's right here. It's
What
ringing.
is this bitch gonna fucking pick up?
Pick up the phone! Pick up the phone!
Finally!
But yeah,
I feel like after hearing you rant, he would give you a phone, but that's out of hours.
Oh my god.
find your own program.
Wait till next month. Get more minutes.
Cutting away from this, Kaizen, you have walked up to the temple and it sat amongst all these Harrigan in this space. It's not exactly like a pew like sitting system. It's actually more of a straight line, and it's kind of funny. It kind of looks like an English Parliament hall, where there's like stacked rows going up along the side of the edges. It's a very large wooden building with stone integrated in different areas. Bless you. There are windows here, but there's not really stained glass in the Archinist faith, at least not in the places that you've been to. It's more statues and the carving of wood and stuff like that. And in this place, there is one massive carving in the center, the very center of the end of this rectangular space. It is a statue of Velimia, like with her hands up like this, making this bident-like structure that she's well known for. She's holds her hands up like this, her fingers spread, coming from her wooden form. Like she drapes into a cloak, sprouting from it, almost like a totem pole. There's a second figure. There's Asticor, second Archmage, sprouting from a lower section of this massive wooden structure. A smaller form, but depicted just as well with like sort of like a bridged hand, but a peaceful gaze, a thoughtful mind. As Asticor is known to think for long hours and strategize before acting. Doesn't act on emotion at all, but... And then coming down to the bottom, where there could be a third carving, there's enough space for it. There's a divot, like a little like reliquary divot, like a window. In there sits a metal bident. It's a small scepter, if anything, but has the metal U on top, pole going down the center. It is the symbol of your faith. It is the replica, or at least a smaller replica of the Master's staff, the item that Velna is most well known for, the object that she created for her final last arc of life. You know, encompassed all her magical abilities, all her knowledge, all her power. It was the magnum opus, if you will. But this is a symbol of your faith. All the folk have gathered, and all of them are whispering and talking amongst each other. And eventually Fulquin comes out in a garb that's similar to your own familiar priesthood. He welcomes everyone, speaking kind words. I grant you peace in here, and may we all find the wisdom we seek. Remember that on Winter's Fall we not only remember the great freedom that was granted to the people of this world from winter itself and the horrors of the dreadful cold and the long death, but we also remember the power that people like us used to outgrow and destroy this haunting evil winter. Remember those who have come before us who have freed their kin, their lineages, so we may live in peace today. And they go into a similar process that reminds you a lot of your temple, a sort of remember the ancestors, remember the mages that came before you. Every spell you cast has a name on it. Every person who has ever casted a spell, thought of a magic arcana or an enchanted item, that's them living on in it. It's what these people believe 100%. Like you put a piece of your soul in every item you enchant, every spell scroll you make, every magical spell you cast. It's all there. We want to thank newcomers, and points to you, Kaislin.
Newcomer.
We welcome
Newcomer.
Kaislin to join us here today.
Hold out.
That's
we
what
don't have
churches
many.
work.
We don't have many that come in and out of
Swans.
this village, and we know our friends down in the valleys and lowlands and Belsteel proper are well honored. We remember them too. They'll go into a prayer. You're familiar with this. It's sort of like calling to magic itself, and the clergy of all Arcanist temples are partial wizards, if not magic users, or arcane clerics, you know. And the spell that is the prayer is sort of a ritual spell, if you will, that cleanses the space, gives a smell of incense, does all this stuff, almost like sanctuary in the spell, you know. But yeah, it's just like any other mass of followers, but yeah, no, it has a difference in some areas. Some statues in this place carved from wood are depictions of Harrigan, people from this town probably. There are writings on the walls in common which are chants, words of wisdom from people that have lived in this town before, wizards that have come through before. At one point in this service, there is a book brought forward that Astakor was writing in when he visited this town. This is like he left basically words of wisdom, acts and follow and advice, but he also left like arcane wisdom. And in fact, there is a point where in your temple magic items might be like revered, you know, or a wizard might be talked to, like their number one phrase or their number one tendon, like always be humble, something like that, you know, like simple, not simple like that, but like that, where you might honor that, you might say it, you might repeat it. They do that same thing, but they also do it with magic items and stuff like that in some cases. In one case, it's a wall that you can see in the back space where there are scrolls sticking out of holes. These are spell scrolls. A collection of them, and a growing collection as their clergy adds to them in case the town is ever under attack, in case anything happens. But also, there are some treasured ones here, including one from, actually 3 from the Archmage himself. As held in a glass.
It's the ultimate shield.
Held in a glass reliquary near the top of this, like, sort of this wall, are 3 scrolls that are sort of wrapped in a very intricately decorated, well-carved wooden scroll cases. Of different color woods. There's a white wood, there's a light brown wood, there's a deep, deep brown wood. But yeah. Eventually, it all comes to an end. And the service is done. And once again, with a final bow and prayer, they honor the next mage, the next archmage, whoever they may be. They honor them as
He's right here, baby.
He's home.
as the archness. The next archmage is like that of a prophet or a one to bring like a next enlightenment of magic, basically. You know, I swear you say the it's okay, I'll say it. Listen, okay. But yeah,
We'll have to explain it to you later, Ryan.
Please do.
Eyes are sticking out so much in a room of hair on.
yeah, it's just a tall, pasty guy with all these furry,
Oh my
all
gosh.
these furries and bunnies, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they honor the next archmage. This is a common practice in Arcanist temples to pray for the next archmage to bring the next enlightenment soon or whatever it is. The next wave of enlightenment, every step of magic, increases it like tenfold.
Saying, hurry up, guys.
But that's-
what they're saying.
All right, understood. I
You
got
gotta get
it
done,
clear.
Kaislin. We need you, Kaislin.
We need you guys.
But not just that. The next archmage, at least they seem to believe, would be one not only that could bring magic to people, not only could give people the magic to change the world around them, but could be the one to give people access to unlimited magic.
What?
Yeah.
I
This
don't know
one,
if we're ready for
these
unlimited
arrogant
minutes yet.
know.
unlimited potential.
I don't know if
baby.
that's a good thing.
Unlimited power.
You know, I don't think I want to give like middle schoolers unlimited access to disintegrate. That's not a
I'm
good
not
idea.
thinking like,
Yeah,
could
probably
you imagine a
not.
12-year-old casting disintegrate on you?
Every good mage
Nine-level
knows
cover spell.
shield.
I watched that. But yeah, it comes to an end. everyone seems tired and finally rested. There was some drunk folk in the temple,
Oh,
but they held
no.
it together. As everyone's walking out, they're all given little scraps of paper. These are something you haven't seen before, but you have heard about. Your town doesn't practice this. Raffles. You won the new car. Congrats, you won the new car.
You won this new card.
Yeah.
Don't ask where the wheels are.
These are. What?
It's like another raffle, like the one I did in the last town.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna get a new iPhone 15?
These are scraps of paper, little teeny scrolls, teeny scrolls. They are a mix between fortune and wisdom. You've heard about them before. Archonists, in some practices, use these where high powerful mages or higher powered mages will write secret verses or secret wisdoms or something like that, basically. And in certain amounts, these are copied and then put out. So it's like a rare, like, yeah, you could get a rare one, you could get that. So it's sort of like a, oh, I open up anything that has like a limited edition item and you get the rare one in the set or whatever, right?
You don't even get a cookie with it,
But you-
though?
No. Just wisdom and
No
advice,
cookie.
you know, like clean your
No
pants
fortune
or whatever.
cookie.
Like
No.
Chinese food. Is
Make your bed, you know, that's what.
Make your bed.
That's the advice they give you.
Dang.
But no, everyone's given one of these. And as you're heading out, Folkwind stops you.
I would like to thank you for joining us. It's an honor to have someone from the outside grace our temple once more.
Next archmage.
I know we probably don't celebrate it like you do down there below the mountains, but we still have a good time. And I'm sure you can revel with us anytime, right?
Yes.
Yeah, easily. We do it like you do down there, maybe a little harder, who knows. But
A little different, but still very similar.
Of course, but we also still, you know, give thanks where it's needed. Have a nice night. Hope you and your friends sleep well. Give them my thanks and hope.
I'll be sure to. Thank you.
If your friends are hungry, there is a staff at the town hall in the night or in the morning. They have access to some food stores if you don't have your own. They could feed you. The priest will walk down the hill, following the rest of the Harrigan. You have that little scroll in your hand. Your little fortune cookie.
What's it say, brother?
What does it say?
Open it with one hand.
Oh, you're right.
Damn.
Oh shit.
That was one of my favorite moments was you trying to open that scroll.
And all of us were like,
Luckily for you, this is one of more just like a quickly sealed one. It kind of unfurls with the paper. You hold it open.
what's it say?
It's only a line. 11 days.
11 days!
To what?
Who
To what?
knows? Who knows?
11 days.
Let's see. Why don't you roll a d100 for me?
It says, hello, next archmage.
Alright.
We'll see which one you get.
It's me, Valmia.
You're going to die in 11 days.
Hey, fam. It's me, your girl, Velnia.
It's like when
That is a 44.
it's like when someone responds to a comment with like the IP address.
Oh, yeah!
11 days.
Your IP address.
Yeah, your IP address.
Oh. You open the scroll. It is a single sentence.
Wash your sheets.
Wash your socks regularly. Because magic is in the feet. No.
So it is better to lose an arm than a foot.
Yes!
Oh man.
What was the actual thing? Was that it?
No.
Okay.
You use like magic.
I just couldn't hold it together.
You see, I didn't learn.
Every good mage knows shield.
You see, the reason I haven't learned shield yet because I'm studying to learn it to cast it through my feet.
There you go.
No, you can't.
Watch me.
No.
What does it say?
Okay.
Just tell us.
What did you like to know? You don't know. No. But you open it, you read it.
You're muted.
Oh, you got 44, right? Yeah.
44. The double
Right,
fours.
Tuppa. Number 44. It's
Okay.
Don't throw something at me, please.
You do have, it does seem to be a bit of advice, a bit of wisdom learned through the years. Magic is tied to spaces like springs of water. form in valleys. If you follow a trail or a feeling, the stronger it is, the stronger the source. Yeah, it was boring.
This is lame.
Because Astakor wrote this one.
It's just a fortune cookie?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's pretty much just advice / wisdom. You know, and sometimes it's like, oh, you know, make sure you brush your teeth because a bad wizard doesn't have a horrible smile.
That'll be better than whatever that was.
Bad wizard doesn't
Bad wizard has a horrible smile or whatever.
Brush your teeth. Magical potential is stored in the teeth.
Yeah.
The more you lose, the less you have.
In this case,
You want to keep using
look,
vocal components,
when you
right?
have 50 lines of advice, some of them are shit, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're called wisdom teeth. That's the magic sword.
I'm sorry, give me your paper back.
I like to make your bed
give
look
me your
better.
player card back. We're switching
Shit.
out. No.
A full time now?
Yeah.
No, we're switching out.
Oh.
You lost me.
Yeah.
John, go back to timeout.
Get back in the
But
corner.
yeah.
Back in the corner, John.
It's nothing you didn't know, but if you follow a trail of magic, usually at the end where magic pools, it will be much stronger, 10 times stronger than the trail you follow.
Wow.
So be wary, or be excited. It's up to you. There was one that says don't take true strike, but you know. Don't take true- that is on one of these.
One of them should take True Strike is the best.
The worst part
spell.
is, in this campaign, we don't know what true strike is.
True strike, yeah, I know. Someone wrote this, and it's really funny who wrote this.
The greatest
A prophet.
treasure is the treasure chest of 50 scrolls of True
True
Strike. And it's like, what the?
I'll tell you this, because you'll be so curious to hear what the quote is, or the quotes, because there's more than one.
Yeah.
One of the quoters in the list is Anthony.
What? Anthony?
It's never really gonna come up, but yeah.
I mean,
there's a
what
few,
does it
there's-
say?
there's a few- no, too bad.
No!
You should have gone to mass.
I pull a second.
Anthony was.
I wasn't gonna
has
go
his
to
own
mass
PC.
for a
Tommy's
different
PC.
faith.
Yeah, in
You
the
didn't
last
want a
campaign.
fortune.
I didn't know why he was Anthony in the Harrigan village.
Well, it's not just that.
It's because he's Astakor. Everybody.
It's not a nervous fart.
I know you want to know more about Anthony. That's not how to get our attention.
You and your perfect
Hand that over. You lost mushroom privilege. You lost
Dude,
mushroom
I'm gonna
privilege.
pass out. Actually, hold on.
I can't
Wait,
breathe.
okay?
I'm lightheaded.
I almost passed out. Whoa! I just got like. I saw the vision.
You saw Astakor.
No more.
Got really
No more.
dizzy. And I thought I was about to pass out. Oh my god.
This will
Drink
stay
water.
right here for the rest of the day. No one take it. No.
You gotta stop playing with it in your lap.
I saw God for a second.
Fine. No party.
Moment to breathe. Don't fart. Gamers never fart.
Gamers never piss and gamers never
Never
fart.
fart. That's you can take that to the bank.
You tell them.
Gamers never piss.
with a message.
What is this session?
I love how this is like the weirdest, most like strangest interaction in fart jokes.
This has been the strangest
This is
day,
normal
and Ron
day.
hasn't done
Okay,
anything.
hear me out. We don't have
What?
to use this. We don't have to use this all. But this is totally being recorded. Title idea.
Oh my god.
What?
Right now.
The sweet release of truth. The release of truth.
Where's the mushroom?
The
Safely
Bella has
over
the
here.
mushroom. Bella has the
I'm gonna
mushroom.
throw it in.
Don't give it to her. Okay.
I'll begin walking back down.
Is this
Although,
something soft and
there
throw?
is one thing I do want to know really quick.
That's.
I should have brought the one that
Actually,
was
that's
damaged,
mine.
I'm sorry.
Where did it even go?
What is it?
So, I know that like I'm pretty sure this thing I would know, or at least know what the common thought about it is. The Master Staff that Velnia created as
Yeah.
their magnum opus. Is it something that's lost, or is it something that's like being held by like the royal family?
So the royal family and the supreme temple of the Archinus faith in Velen, in the capital city, claims to have the staff, and it is known of its location.
Okay.
Yeah, it's her. It's some things that the legend that are lost. Like some people say, her notebook has never been found, or her notes, like her own spell book, basically, right? That's never been found. It says it said that Velnia was buried with it, basically. Another case is like her robe. Like someone had to start the classic like idea of wizards and robes. That was her. Her robe, no, lost relic. Like people are like that robe had so much power. It's crazy, you know.
Alright, guys, let's find it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, so you all. I guess Rosalie a little later and Kai's a little later, but you guys would be at the little campsite.
Yeah.
Little house, storage house.
Alright, show me what you were talking about.
We should wait until we actually start sleeping. It only lasts 8 hours.
Well, I'm glad we still got the fucking storage house. Sorry.
There's like a sack of potatoes. There's a sack of
having a
potatoes over here.
I don't remember learning this, but I feel like I could play the flute.
What do you mean you can
Could
play
we
that?
do it? Attorney?
We might be able to do it.
You know how to play a flute.
How did I go?
I don't know how. I
Play
don't
with me,
remember
play with me,
learning.
play with me.
Oh my god.
I'll follow your lead.
Do I have
Is
a
it in your
Do you have a flute?
Do you have any flute in your inventory?
I don't think I have a
We're
flute.
finding a flute. One of these rabbit people has to have a flute.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Oh,
bet.
wait, we're leaving like...
We're going to find a
Okay,
flute.
we're finding it right now.
No, all the stores are closed. Every rabbit.
We're in a
in
storage
town.
house. Let's look through all this stuff.
Can I search for...
Rosalie's like, I do not take what is not mine. And these two are like, we're gonna look for a flute.
Let's say this: you look through the storage house. There's potatoes. There's grain.
Awesome.
A lot of rice. No, not rice. A lot of grain in this case. It's like naturally grown grain. You've never seen this kind of wheat before, but whatever. It sounds like a farmer talking to a farmer. You've never seen this kind of wheat before.
You never seen this kind of wheat before, brother.
Listen.
And I'm saying right now, this kind of wheat is something special for these damn ears.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let
You're
me
never
tell
gonna
you.
get nothing
Tell
like
you.
this ever again.
Do we find a flute?
The grain
Oh.
and the bread that is produced
No.
from this wheat is unimaginable.
You do
You
not.
find no flute. You find a tube. Like a thin tube. But you don't find a
Buy
flute.
a flute tomorrow.
Hey, I've seen the flute before.
You just can
In your life? Wait. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
I
no,
feel
bro.
I feel like I can do it one more time if you want that
Won't you be
desperate.
like super
There's
happy,
a
though?
horrible joke there. I don't want. No.
There's a song.
You shut your little mouth,
I
boy.
also thought of that. I also
You
thought
shut your little mouth. You're not even a main character.
There's a song about this somewhere.
So...
I don't
know.
know. Actually, I kind of feel a little lightheaded. I don't want the
I feel like a
biscuit
shell
today.
flute would be a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
But,
Alright.
do you even know the scales of music?
Her god taught her. Why would she?
Wait,
No.
so...
What else would you do up in the mountains in a temple with 3 people?
Turns out, with your faith, you get ice powers and a flute.
But you get no flute.
Like-
you get the knowledge of
You have flute proficiency, but no
Make a
flute.
mistake.
I don't know where I got this proficiency, but I have it.
I'll help you later once
Alright,
find
we can
the
figure it
flute.
out. I just feel like
Are we going to start a band now? Because I can sing.
we could.
Yes!
We could start the band.
I would love that.
Okay.
Do you think we could get Rosalie to play the drums?
Yes, please get her on the drums.
I was about to recommend Kaiser, but no, he can't play the drums.
Kaizen is.
Play like the hymn.
Sure,
Just what?
No,
If that would just be
Good.
this, there's no like.
He can hold the beat.
He can do a little.
What is the
Maracas?
metronome?
What? Maracas.
No, he can be the tambourine.
The
you know, 'cause you
jingly,
can
yes,
tambourine
the
get
jingly
it.
ones. I couldn't find the word exactly.
Oh, sorry. God was leaning over the table and be like, what the fuck is that? What's this? Oh, I know what that is.
Tries to be the conductor.
I bet if Rosalie really tried, she'd be good play the lute.
I'll put
Yeah.
a mirror.
I
to
can
do
see
it.
it. That was a liar.
Yeah. I feel like she's more of a liar.
What if she's actually
Oh,
into rage?
she might be a liar.
Yeah, she's a liar too, but...
Rosalie, you're back now.
So...
No, you're not back yet.
After
Yes. Then
I'm just trying to think when I even learned to play the flute. It's like escaping me.
I don't know, I feel like spending,
You should pray
I mean,
about it.
being around only
yeah.
2 other people
I mean,
for a
sometimes what
while.
happens is that you learn something in your youth, and it's just a part of like, it's like like a section,
and then you just kind of forget about
Like,
that
store it
section as
away.
time goes on.
Yeah, something about the
Problem
background,
is
maybe.
that where I came from, not a lot of
Where did you come from?
Ron shows up.
I mean, the
Wrong
place
drawer.
Did you just say Ron?
What? Yeah. I don't know. I just thought of it on the fly.
episode's a mess.
Hey, we should give Ryan the sticky note that says flute guy. Flutist.
No, not flute. It's flute guy.
Everyone knows that one person.
Everybody's getting.
I do actually.
Oh, there you go.
I
everybody's
do
getting
know a
a
person
college
who knows how to play
nickname over
flute.
here.
Flute guy.
Funny man.
Angie.
Ing-
Stupid. Queen of being big and monster.
Funny guy.
Anyway,
Man.
I'm gonna
You're
pass
funny
out,
man.
guys. I need to catch air.
So by this time,
Yeah, we're
Ron,
just hanging
Ron
out.
comes back as Rosalie. You're also not that far behind. As you guys arrive in the shed.
here, wait. Do you guys need something to eat?
Oh,
I-
From the
I'm
bracelet.
gonna take a little bit.
It's a lot of writing.
Oh,
I'm not offering.
and I can't go
Just say,
over
don't
all of
shoot
it.
me,
So just
Dave.
tell me stuff.
No.
I have a little bit of rations.
You don't have I carry some rations just in case, but
fair
Want to
enough.
feed us
color
the
is
stray
it?
animals.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
or
it's-
What do we tell you? The bracelet is like a jade and it has gold.
Oh.
Like for the inking.
I thought it was
of
just a
indentation.
rock.
Yeah, the way you described it was just like a rock that's like marble.
She can't see the rock type.
That's fair.
And Ori's like, oh, it's a rock. You know? So it's a lot of wisdom, and it can take you a little bit to read all the way through it. But yeah,
Okay.
Make your bed.
She's just gonna shove it in her bag.
Okay.
She's not wearing it. She just shoved it in her bag.
Wash your
Right.
socks.
does Undo wear some?
No.
She don't got no feet sweat, so like, what's the
Yeah.
point? She got robot toes.
either.
She doesn't have toes.
Yeah, she doesn't.
She got robot parts.
She doesn't have to worry about like her feet chafing or anything.
Well, she has heels.
Oh, then she's probably still wanna wear socks.
She has like
Yeah.
the roughest fucking feet on the bottom in the world, probably.
Anyway, did Kaislin get back yet?
Kai's back.
So Kaizen,
Yeah,
how was
well,
that?
Well.
I'm back.
How's the fun event?
How did it go? Was it fun?
But good.
Good.
You want to talk to your scroll?
Oh right, yeah, you have that whole thing.
I do.
You can ask your scroll what it's doing.
Sure.
Hang on,
what
hang on.
brought this up?
Detect thoughts. I want to see if I can sense a consciousness in the scroll.
The fuck?
He was like,
what
program.
the fuck? Indigo?
Can you think of how funny it is to see
No.
Indigo cast her magic? Like, she's just like, oh, hi. Oh my gosh, fireball.
You're not gonna play it? No, it's too loud.
Yeah. I guess
Aw.
so. We'll release the album eventually. You
Yeah.
have Detect Thoughts active.
Is there consciousness in the scroll?
No,
No.
you don't detect a thought in
nothing.
the skull.
Absolutely
Scroll.
nothing.
There is no brain on that paper.
Can I sense anything weird in Kaislin? Like another presence?
Yeah, Kaizen's got something on his mind. What's on your mind, Kaizen?
But, like, is there like another presence?
Is he pregnant?
What?
Oh.
Presents! Why would you ever think that she would ask? You know what? That's actually
I
on
can't
brand
hear you.
Raven.
I can't hear. I didn't hear that correctly. I was like,
We
what?
had like a 20-minute long
Okay,
conversation on
okay.
it, Rick.
Okay, Trevor.
So
To,
lost.
to
Focus.
this is turning into Tuesday.
It is. We can't have it be
Trevor,
Tuesday.
just to clarify what she was asking, she's asking if there's another presence up here, not in here.
Ah, y'all, focus.
I will tell you
We
this.
gotta lock
I'll tell
in,
you
guys.
this.
We have to lock
gotta
in.
lock in.
You do
Look
not
it.
detect anything except Kaizen's mind.
Alright, what's your first thoughts?
I'm like, there's like,
As I'm like,
yeah, there's a couple thoughts, which is, what brought on these sudden interest in my scroll? What happened while I was gone?
what do you think?
Yeah, okay.
Indigo, what the?
Sorry, I was checking to see if there was anything in there.
Oh, I'm assuming we're getting
No.
back also right around
Oh,
this
I
time.
assume
Yeah.
it's always.
Mentally.
Also, I realized
Hi,
she
do you think
can
it's
hear
also
anybody's
going
voice,
on?
can she? Like, detect
You
the certain
glowed.
thoughts on everybody around her.
Yeah.
Get
but
out
it's
of my head.
like when
Sorry,
you're on someone
I'll
else.
turn it off.
If they look,
If you go-
Rosalie like comes in as you guys are doing this. It's just like, what?
We're having a very confusing day.
Did
Do
you already?
you have a flute?
Oh, hey, what?
Do you still have detect thoughts on
No,
her?
I turned it off.
Oh.
Because
Aw.
Kaislyn was like, get out of my head. Do you have a flute? Does anybody have a flute? Okay.
Okay, I think I need to calm down.
What's happening?
Do I lay down or
You're
something?
a little
Wait,
gung
what?
ho about this.
It needs to
thing.
charge your batteries, man.
What's going on with the flute?
I'm turning knows how to play
I
flute,
can
and I
play the
wanted to
flute.
play with her, but it's fine.
Do you have a
We
flute,
can
Bron?
play.
No.
Why would?
And,
Oh.
well, I mean,
I'm
Do you want
What?
to check your scroll to see if there's anybody in there?
I mean, are you talking about the instrument or are you talking?
Give me a.
Yes, the instrument.
Okay.
What else is there?
How old are you?
What?
What?
Is
What
there?
What are you talking about? You know what? Shut up.
That's a dangerous question. I don't want to answer that. What's gonna happen?
Okay, there's a weird engine here now. I'm gonna.
There's been a weird.
Okay, to be fair, the party's been up for like 11 hours.
Yeah.
We've been walking. We're all so loopy, apparently.
Some of you probably drink.
You know what? We should all
Yeah.
go to sleep.
Could I try to scribe down Major
Have a
Armand really quick?
conversation in the morning.
Right now? Guys,
All right, I'm
there's
making
a
an.
weird celestial being in your scroll, and you're gonna write a spell in it.
I have drank so much alcohol right now. I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Okay.
Okay.
So, tiny hut.
So I. Great, perfect.
Nobody can see
I'm
it.
making an executive decision. We are going to bed. I think
agree
we all
with that.
need it.
Kaislyn, I love you, but it seems like Rosalie is not doing good. She needs to sleep.
I would like to sleep. I don't. No. Not now.
It's okay, cousin. We'll do it tomorrow. There's always tomorrow.
Actually, I'm gonna have to do this as a ritual, so it's gonna take 10 minutes. to
God
cast.
fucking damn it!
Okay, we sleep in 10 minutes.
Okay, since we have
Do
to.
I
Delia above.
I'm playing my ocarina for 10
Do
minutes
I
straight.
have to, like, do
Try
I have
to get
teach
anything
you or
done now.
pass it to myself?
No, I just imagine
I think you might be
whenever you do a
able to
ritual,
like
it's just you
figure it
accidentally
out.
mess
You
up.
want
Wait,
to
what's
go
happening?
and-
What's happening?
Started.
What's happening? What's happening?
What were you gonna say?
What?
I was like, can I just hand you my stuff?
I should be able to figure it out. You pointed out to me the other day.
Cool. She hands you her staff and her
And she
journal.
walks right into a wall.
Yeah, no. So she hands you her walking staff, and then just hands you her journal, and then just goes into a corner, like crawls up and knocks the fuck out.
Hang on, give me 10 minutes.
She doesn't care. She gets out her little
It'll be nice and
flower,
warm in here.
sets it beside her, and just conks out.
It's okay. We can just move her.
Just sit closer.
She's not far. She just
Within
set-
10 feet of me.
This is actually an interesting point. Whenever she falls asleep, by the way, as you play your 10-minute long song, Ocarina, it's 4 a.m.
Ocarina solo for 10
I'm
minutes.
playing like the Lost Woods
There's not a
theme
lot of
from
words in
Legend
there.
of Zelda.
Oh,
So
you're
it's just
Snoop, I will tell you what's in there.
I'm just like playing to see if there's anything magical
the,
needed.
the metal flower next to Rosalie,
Yeah.
it quickly opens up, and this is the first time any of you have actually seen it open up. It has plates that begin to spin slowly. This
Yeah.
little purple glow illuminates, and then it folds like a flower once more. It was a minute. In a minute, it finished doing that. But it was just something you've never noticed before. And you realized it only happened whenever she's actually asleep. But yeah, it's just never had to describe
That
it.
was
Okay.
quick.
Yeah, she was out fast. She was
Damn.
tired.
What song was it?
The Lost Woods.
Lost Woods.
From Legend of
You
Zelda.
put it up. 10
No,
minutes.
we can't play it.
can't-
I'm
We
not
can't
gonna-
play. Okay.
I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna send.
Meme?
I'm gonna send it in memes.
Well,
Yes, I'll take a second. I'm gonna go to where she had pointed out mage armor from before, and I will open my spell scroll and I'll try to carefully scribe things over.
and you're not trying to transcribe it into your book yet. You're just trying to take notes for it.
I do want to transcribe it. I just want to at least mentally figure it out really quickly
How
and then
long will that
transcribe.
take you?
Normally it would take 2 hours. I take 2 minutes.
Okay. Well,
That's why she just was like, take my journal, take my stuff, just do it
I
yourself.
just want to make sure which level was I couldn't
First
remember
level.
off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm like struggling right now. But
It's okay. We're all struggling
you do
together.
it. I know.
We have to lock in.
I'm holding a telepathic hand right now. You put it together. Yeah, you finish it. You have the money, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You had your manservant, your cat servant get you that cash.
Played Lost Words.
So, as you're transcribing for 2 minutes, you listen to the ocarina be played right next to you. Amazingly, Rosalie sleeps through this.
I
And
can
you
blow air.
transcribe Mage Armor into your scroll. And as soon as you write it, the ink, it finishes and it glows with this blue light and then
No, she asked if I have
dims
lungs.
I cast Silence Umbra. Sorry. No. But, no, it,
Got so much quieter in here.
your scroll just illuminates and then really goes out. It's like it took the spell completely. And there is a... It's almost like it was your handwriting, but it has a Rosalie feel to it. That's a weird way to say. But there is this curvature to the ink. There is this writing that you've seen, like the scratch marks on the staff of Rosalie. It like has this feel, you know. And your scroll's special. Like it reflects the magic, like you saw with the vile vapor. It looked all vile, really, right? This one, it has that unique Rosalie touch to it. And you have the spell in your spell scroll now.
Yay.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah,
Crazy.
you know.
And the scroll is like, did you get a girlfriend?
Yeah. Yo, who's this?
What's this nice handwriting?
Bruh.
It's so funny because it's not even her handwriting.
Yeah.
No, it's just
No.
like the texture of the marks, but yeah.
Alright. I think Ron would also just look at how he does his magic as well, because you're writing down for a bit. So
Yeah.
I'm just looking over your shoulder, just like seeing how you write your magic down. Because I've already looked at your staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking at
I'll
how
warn you.
What?
It's like reading math.
Got calculus on there.
Ron has a +2 intelligence. He might be able to understand.
Yeah, like you are looking at it, and it is very quick. Like you're like, there's like certain things like where lines to be drawn, symbols to be written. You feel like you normally like you or someone else you might see might go a lot slower because it's really going quickly, but it always seems to be really nicely done, even with the speed he's going at.
I'm just gonna roll Arcana just to see how well I can like still watch you doing that. I have a +5, so hopefully 7. I lost track after the second swipe.
I'm so curious. Are you gonna try to peek at other parts of her journal?
I'm thinking about it.
He wasn't gonna, now he's gonna.
Is that
Well, no, I'm asking because I need to fill up their journal. I need to write in it.
Now, the one thing I'm curious about, because I know I just did this to see if there was anything magic related. I saw a little piece of paper in the front here, and I'm like,
I'm pretty sure y'all know about this piece of paper.
Do we?
Finish casting fucking shit. I knew it. That's what
Yeah,
it
I
was.
mean-
Sounds like I wish I ate you.
I mean, Hope read it out loud, and Shell read it out loud. Yes, y'all do know about that.
Is that the note from Celine?
Huh? No, it was the note from her parents.
Oh, right.
Right.
Indigo, you're gonna drive a Chell so crazy.
Yeah.
She's gonna go tentacle all.
I can just hum the rest of it. It's fine.
something about this music is angering you. You feel hungry.
Good thing I'm in a storage house.
Eat
There's
potatoes.
raw potatoes.
Eat so many raw potatoes.
I feel like that would be really satisfying to bite into a raw potato.
Yeah, it's like an apple.
Yeah, just
It's
Harder than an apple, but yeah. For a Chell, it's just.
It's like what pomme de terre is the French word. It's like
Yeah,
earth,
apple of the
earth
earth.
apple.
So-
Apple of the earth.
Pomme de terre, yeah.
Yeah, pomme de terre. So.
Apple of the earth, I think.
Yeah, it's apple. It's pomme. It's like
Pomme de terre.
Yeah, pomme de terre. It's 3 separate words.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
can
just
we
in the streets and someone's like.
can we skip the potato?
Yeah.
I know I'm doing the Irish accent, but we could skip the potato, people.
Tana, that's
Ew.
that's in
I forgot. You were
Sudan.
trying to do it.
One way
I know.
to celebrate winter's fall is to get blasted.
I know I'm failing
And
miserably
also
at the Irish
to
accent, but
Test
I'm trying
different
at the least.
poisons on yourself
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
No.
because sometimes there's like this hot pepper challenge every winter's fall, and there's like you see how long you can last and how many peppers you can eat, and then there's this like very like intense one that I remember someone ate. I've never.
I'm done.
I was waiting for either to fall asleep or jump on it and to go and straight throttle Indigo.
we were waiting to see something happen.
But the spells are. Oh. Yeah, no. So the spells are cast. The little huts are formed. You guys can sleep now.
It's nice and temperate inside.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's dry.
I will leave.
That is
I
good.
think Braun would just walk in, check it out real quick, and then this. Nope. Just go out and I think he would
Good,
just
we
sleep
didn't
in
want
the,
him anyway.
sleep in the
More
actual
space for us, I
storeroom
guess.
thing. I would imagine that's big enough.
Yeah.
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 Sleep in the
You
apple
know,
store.
There's something that I thought of with Braun that I just made candy today.
Sleep
so
among the
makes
potatoes.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes
You
sense.
know, I love that, like, John obviously is our friend. We love John. But, like, we fucking hate Braun. Like, Braun is like, this guy.
I'm just an open book. That's it.
You guys hate him because he's so straightforward that he knows he's weird. Like, he's like, yeah, I don't know what a pancake is, but I know blood sacrifice.
Bloodletting? Yes.
What is that thing that the
I mean, it's weird that you're doing things
One of
with a
the Sprouse
celestial thing.
quizzes.
I mean, I usually do it with devils, but
line is
I'm
from
doing-
Riverdale? I'm
Things both.
weird.
I got weird celestial, I
I'm
got
not
weird
like
fiend.
other people.
I know. But it's weird that you have to do the celestial thing in my house. What do we do with the devil stuff?
Well,
Good night.
you guys will find rest. And as
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. Have you ever
I'll
seen
go
me
put
without
Rosalie's
this
buck and
stupid
staff.
hat on?
By then.
Oh, he doesn't try to snoop.
I just imagine Braun
Not right
taking
now.
out his antlers with that.
Oh
Have you ever seen me without this stupid hat on?
Could you imagine?
It's very odd. You're in a weird mood last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Chell took notice of that too.
I'm
What happens
keeping
is, like,
watch
irritated.
just because there's nothing else for me to do.
You guys, fair. I mean, you just have to like sit there and.
Yeah.
The Chell still has the whiskey bottle in her eye.
I like how Indigo could essentially go into stasis, just looking at someone the whole
Yeah.
night, and like you can just be like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you have really, really bad night terrors, but it's okay. Yeah, like she can take
I'm
an entire
here.
sleep cycle. You know,
Just you were dreaming about you were dreaming about
Yeah.
potatoes last night. Said they came and
If-
kidnapped you.
You use detect thoughts
Yeah,
on
can I
somebody who's
watch somebody's
asleep.
dream like a movie?
you can catch the surface. dream
No.
thought.
Like if you pry more, because it's a wisdom save.
So
They're unconscious, so they can't do the save.
No, yeah. Does that mean you just can pry to people's minds?
Yeah.
I would say it's a
No.
little. It's harder to dig at that point. And in D&D at least, I'd probably still give them a wisdom save even if they're
Yeah.
not conscious.
Maybe they would like
Do
wake
you
up.
have
It might be
no
a-
wisdom saves when you're unconscious?
I'm pretty,
What?
you do get wisdom saves.
Yeah.
You do get wisdom saves. I think
It's
one
like-
of those are a disadvantage. You auto-fail dex and strength saves, obviously.
Yeah.
I
you
think
know.
I think con as well, or maybe I don't know.
No.
No, because con is
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
how healthy.
I'll tell you
are.
what, like depending on the sleep, I would give you disadvantage or it would be a flat roll, and if you succeeded, you could dig in. If you failed, they might wake up immediately. Depends.
I'm not gonna do that.
Why not?
Trevor was ready. He had the mechanics
I
up
could.
and everything.
But yeah, no. So
I could get 1 minute of somebody's dream.
as you sleep, except everyone except Indigo. As everyone sleeps, Indigo, what are you staring at tonight? I'm just so curious.
Who do I watch?
Oh.
I want to use Rise of Indigo.
It's Shell.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make sure she doesn't like, I don't know,
Freak out. and
Monster.
start-
stop breathing.
I'll be honest, I half expect you just to take my scroll and start writing in it.
I could talk to your scroll.
Ooh.
I mean, if you did watch a Chell, you notice that if she goes into like a deep sleep, she gets more pearlescent.
Mmm.
There you go.
She's sparkly.
Sparkle.
If you poke her, it gives a little bit.
Like
She
normal skin.
ripples.
Well, like just
Ripple. Ripple effect.
or it's like putty, where it just like sticks.
Yeah.
It stays like that for a little bit, and then it eventually.
Eventually.
No, I
I'll be
won't
able
write
to
in
go
your
sleep.
scroll.
Well, eventually, I will just sleep in a bucket. I will turn into complete liquid. You guys just have to carry around
Oh
a
my gosh.
The
bucket.
Chell's bucket.
Yeah, it's my bucket. Goes
You'll get
to
it.
the
You eventually have a gold bucket.
I like
Each
step
bucket.
inside and just.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
With really bad CGI.
Yeah, who really does it?
Itch
Nice.
pale.
H
H pale.
Pitch pale.
a bucket.
You bucket.
Hey guys, maybe just like
Does anything happen
I
in
wake
the
up.
night?
Not to you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There's some mice at one point. At least you scurry through some of the bags.
They can't come through the dome.
No, they just scurry through some of the bags. You see them one of her brawn just run by. But in the sleep, in the middle of the night, in the dark of the night, there is a bit of a dream that someone has. As, funny enough, the tired, angry Rosalie in your sleep.
Dream.
She specifically put that flower out so he wouldn't mess with her.
I know,
Dream,
right?
dream, dream.
Am I able to visibly see that she's dreaming?
You're watching a chill probably, so you wouldn't, like, the only thing you could tell is, like, if there was rapid eye movement.
Right.
But not in this case, no. I'll tell you when she, like, screams or freaks out, you know, right? Yeah. Rosalie, as you sleep, there wasn't much of a dream tonight. You're just so tired and, like, I guess so exhausted, your brain just doesn't put the effort into it. But eventually your mind opens, and like those visions before, you know it's not a dream, but a conversation. As you are back on that green hilltop from before, this time you feel the space more clearly. Of course, this being almost like a dream, you're aware of your surroundings a lot more. You can feel the distance between spaces much easier, and you can sort of almost mental map it in your head. The wind blows by. There's a presence, a smell in the air, a smell of sweet flowers or something like that. Maybe some fruit or something, berries maybe. A voice speaks out to you. Just for your information, it's not that I wasn't planning on talking to you, and I didn't come back to talk to you because you were yelling at me. I simply had to get in touch with someone more important. And now I have time for you. So, let me clarify some things that you clearly were not understanding, probably because of your emotional state at the moment.
Damn.
And if you could please have a cooler head and just hear my words clearly, then maybe you could understand where I'm coming from. Because I was trying to do all that wisdom, wise old weird figure in the wind bullshit. Nah, fuck that. That's just not me. Just not me. It's not worth it. So yeah.
So creepy.
What?
Creepy.
I'm creepy, or that was creepy?
That was creepy.
Look, you know, you hear about things in stories, you hear gods coming to people in visions, and you're like, oh, you can pull it off. I don't know. I guess they're all creepy. It just depends on how you feel about it later, okay? So, anyways, yeah. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I'm maybe not the guy that you think I am, but you definitely should take my words quite literally that you tread with very dangerous folk. And I'm not talking about that group that you call Prismagik. No, I'm talking about that shadow I've seen following you. And I have no doubt in my mind that Rosalie DuPont will do as she pleases because she won't follow anyone's path, right? You know? Absolutely. Do that. Do that to the end of this world. Yeah, till the sun goes dark. Why not, right? But just don't make it easy for someone like the other guy to lead you suggestively using some sort of reverse psychology, because as far as I can tell, you're sort of leaning a little further into that, and don't get me wrong, I haven't been stalking you. I haven't given a fuck about you. But I've been told to just come and check in, so I'm doing that now. You look healthy. Yeah. That's pretty much all I had to say.
Will you answer some of my questions?
Oh, sure, I guess. I mean, if they're dumb, no. But yeah, I'll answer some of them, I guess.
So are you the man in the woods?
I'm pretty sure you know a different name, but yeah, no, I was there, and that was me. I don't know how you feel about that, but you're welcome. So yeah, there's that.
I thank you for saving me.
Of course, yeah. You know.
And I would say usually I would be a lot more grateful. I'm a little annoyed at the moment. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can totally see it. You don't hide it well at all.
Oh, I wasn't trying to.
I wouldn't say you would if you were trying to.
Were you the one who gave me Ori?
I'm glad you still held on to the little dragon. She never quite had a home, but I see that she's found one in someone like you, so that's nice.
I mean, of course. Oriana is like a sister to me.
That's good. She always wanted family. I don't really deal with let's just say more Hythaean land folk. I don't know. What's like the worst non-bad way to say it? Mortals? Yeah, I don't really deal with that too much. But like that implies that I'm like immortal and can last forever. No, it's not that. It's just regular folk. Yeah, I don't really deal with people. But I get little dragons like that and other animals, and you know, she wanted to hang out with you, so it was a good choice.
Why did you save me then?
It was first an order and then an obligation, and you didn't make it too easy. But right place, right time, maybe. There's so much I can't tell you. To be clear, I am bound by my word, and I have to be very careful with what I say.
So, it was not you who wanted to save me. It was somebody else?
Well, I definitely wanted to save you. Well, I mean, who doesn't see like a little girl about to get like torn to pieces and it's just like, yeah, fuck her. I'm walking away, you know?
I mean, you said you don't care about mortals.
Well, you know, I have a soft spot for like little lambs lost in the wood, okay? You know, what? You're like, what? How old were you? How long do your people live? What, is that like 2? How?
I was 9.
9? Sure, whatever. Yeah. You see like a 9-year-old in the woods, lost, looks helpless, probably gonna get eaten by gnolls. Yeah, you're like, oh, maybe I should help her. And I was thinking about it, but then I was told to. So, I would have done it.
Lady Cosette?
I guess you could say she told me to do that. Yeah.
Is she also the one who told you to continue watching over me then? Or was that somebody else? I'm just curious, because like, I know why Ambrose, at least, is partially interested in me.
I hate that you think that's okay, but
I mean, I would like to just know information.
Oh, absolutely, and I wish I could tell you everything. Well, not everything, to be clear. You know, there's just some stuff I think you probably couldn't handle. But don't me. What are you like? 12 now? Like?
No.
I don't know. You're all so small and like young looking.
I am small because my people are small.
That makes more sense. Well, anyways, so what was your question?
Is it Lady Cosette who is asking you to keep watching me?
My lady did have an interest in you, but I was mostly just watching to make sure Ori was getting settled. And then I guess I took interest in the fact that she settled so well with you, because pseudo-dragons don't tend to click that easily, and I was surprised by that. But yeah.
So it was just because of Ori? That's it?
At first. But in my reports, Cosette takes a need to know about all her residents and her residents before, and she has a soft spot for little lost dragons. And it seems that a certain little girl, or has turned, I guess, into a little woman, who has gotten attached to the little dragon, has found herself walking right into the bear's cave. And, you know, if you're going to walk into the mouth of a monster, don't take the dragon with you. Just saying. She doesn't need to be tainted by your choices.
Would never let anything ever happen to Ori.
Oh, really? Because I'm pretty sure you're the type of person that would sacrifice anyone if it meant to save those others that you cared about more.
No, I would never sacrifice Ori.
See, there you go again, letting your emotions just like jump ahead of your thoughts, because I'm sure you think about things quite clearly. And I know you're very angry about the idea of it, but think about yourself very clearly. You have left everything behind more than once. It could happen again.
I didn't want to leave my brothers. If I stayed, it would have gotten worse.
Potentially. You never know. I'm not insensitive to your pain, to be clear. I understand it, but there is a part of me that still finds you dangerous. A threat, potentially, as you're a capable mage, a little ember, and embers have started fires in the past that have burned the people of this land more than once, and all of the little animals in the forest all burnt with them. I just want you to know that I think you're being too quick to decide. And my words may hurt, but at least I'm saying something with actual weight, where I'm sure the other guy is just saying what you want to hear. Those that make you really angry, sometimes, it's because they're saying things that are actually true, and they hurt. Just saying. I can tell that you may hate me now. I don't really hate you. But my obligation to you is not over, nor is it to your little dragon. She likes her name, by the way. I don't know if she's ever told you that. She never had one before. You're a good friend. I want you to stay a good friend. Because in the end, I still think you'd choose power over her.
Never. I would choose my own life over mine.
We'll see.
You say you're here to help me. You just sit here and insult me over and over. You understand nothing of how my mind works, if that is how you think I act and how you think that I think and that I would do that.
I'm not omnipotent. I don't read into your thoughts, and I will never intend to mislead you.
On multiple times now, I have tried to get Ori out of battle. On multiple times, I have gone out of my way to try to protect her.
That's good. I'll have to keep my eye on you more. Maybe you are a good person. Interesting. There's not many good people in this world. There's not many good wizards in this world either. Yeah. Maybe I'm a bit biased. That's my mistake. I apologize for that. I've just never met a wizard I've ever liked. Okay, let's cool the corner real quick. Let's calm down a little bit. If she likes you and she sees something in you, then I'm certain there's something in you that's, well, worth praising. And the fact that I haven't seen that yet might just be my own bias, and I apologize if that's the case. My words hurt, probably because there's something in there that you hold on to. I don't know what it is, because I'll never read your mind. I'll never break your, I don't know, trust of magic. I don't know how to say it. I'm not going to push your boundaries too hard. I'm not going to break any sort of ethical code you have, I guess. Mostly because I do not yet give a single fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That other guy, that other force, that other feeling you have, that other whisper, There's a reason he sticks to the shadows.
You think you're not the only one I've given sass this entire time?
No. I just think you're probably doing exactly what he wants.
And what is that?
I guess we'll find out, because I don't know yet. And that's what's scary right now. That's what's really scary right now. I'm gonna go. I only have so much time I can reach out. This is not my method of communication at all, and I'm borrowing power for this. The dream space is, well, it's fickle, and it's well tightly bound to someone else I do not care to anger, so good luck.
Okay, then if you ever want to talk to me again or something, or I have questions, is there an easier way for me to reach out to you then?
The item I gave you, it has some writing on it. Obviously there's some wisdom in it, but there's some hidden wisdom deeper in it. I was only able to project to it for some time using Ori. I did not want to tire her out too much. But in the future, I may try to speak through her again. Or at least try to project through her. We'll see how it works. Right, this time, it was too much. I taxed her too much, so I'll try a different method. But that's all for now.
That is what you should do.
Hey, apparently you've also been walking for 11 hours, so sleep well. It's been a long day, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
No other words said.
Yeah, no, she just is so peeved at the moment with all of this.
You feel the sense of a head nod and a And if there was a door, you'd walk out that door.
Okay.
He purposely makes a door and walks out.
He summons a door to open and walk through.
Doesn't even lead anywhere, he just goes through the door.
It's just a door
I
frame.
think this is a closet.
Dare he? He pokes a hornet's nest not once, but twice, and leaves it for us.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be
Oh,
waking up
That's
pissed.
funny, is it out of character? I think she needed to hear that.
Oh yeah, she absolutely
She needed
did.
to hear that. Because she was going down a very dark path.
I mean, this guy's not a god. He might not even be all that powerful. He doesn't even give a fuck about you yet. But apparently, that dragon means much more to him than you probably first ever knew. So, the guy from the woods, or I got his name earlier. Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, no, she remembers the
name.
name. She was purposely not saying it. She didn't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
He had pissed her off that bad. She was like, "No, I'm not showing you respect if that's how you're gonna act."
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, but I have to say, join the dark side. We have smites.
It's factual. But yes, you're left to your night, your dreams, another dreamless night. And that's what we'll call it for today. As we'll end our session here. As what happens next tomorrow, I do want to take a lot of time for, and I want to make sure it's very detailed. So I don't want to push this any further.
Getting a flute?
That's the most important
That's
thing.
the most important
I
thing
gotta
on the
say,
list,
there's
right?
like-
We're going to the store immediately
Yeah.
because I
Get
also
flute
want
and
to.
cigarettes.
There
There was a weird.
The flute and cigarette store.
I got at least
where we
3
go.
side quests labeled flute right here, you know?
Perfect.
At least 2 bosses.
You know
Three
what's
ways
really
to get
funny?
flute.
Yeah.
I thought this from the very beginning, but there's a weird energy, so I didn't say anything. I probably could have easily got you a flute.
Well,
Well,
All I need is wood, and I can just deconstruct
Wait,
into one.
you're right.
I was thinking about that the whole time, like, there's a weird energy going on here.
well,
you can have your Kaizen brand flute
Yeah.
later, I guess. But yeah, anyways, we'll catch you in the next stream. Thanks for catching us. And hey,
But
remember,
that's all for tonight.
that's all for
Read the script.
yeah.
We'll catch you
In the next stream. And remember, no matter the outcome,
Always let the dice roll.
And join the Discord.
Yes,
Join
please
the
Join the Discord! Join it!